back, everyone, to kick off episode 20. All I can imagine now is like a green flag and a bunch of like NASCARs like just rolling up to the street. Like,
we got this.
All right.
What could possibly go wrong?
It's gonna be one of those nights. That's just always every Monday night. You guys were rolling up, back up to the cave of the Misty Falls. You guys were passing a few other landmarks on your way as you guys are traveling this new direction, and Tenumeral successfully guided you back to the falls. I guess I want to ask, is there anything that you guys want to do before, like, you guys are pretty much on the doorstep at Takata Tetsu's dwelling place here behind the falls. Is there anything you want to do before you go back, or you guys just want to head on back to... Yes, Connor?
If I remember correctly, I believe we tripped over a rock and found a heroic ability.
Yes, you all found a heroic ability for hitting a huge story milestone by collecting another piece of the Dragon Emperor statuette. So you guys now have 2 in your possession out of the 4 that are out there to be found.
So that's the rock we tripped over. Okay.
Yeah, that's the rock. Yeah. Strangely look like a upper torso of a dragon knight.
And it had 8 legs and a weird voice.
Strange.
I'm doing Master Spellcaster.
Master Spellcaster, nice.
Yeah. Hopefully I learned some new spells that I will want to use more than one at once. We shall see.
I got companion. So
Ooh.
Michael already told me I'm gonna get a pet deer. It's gonna be great.
I'm just less squishy now. Only by a little bit, but still less squishy.
Geyer's going to look at the small humanling that we have traveling with us. And just...
Oh yeah, Rorik is with you.
Yep, little man.
We have a baby now.
Look at him as...
Fine.
As we're getting situated by the disconnected camera of the Dungeon Master.
I was just trying to fix it. I'm getting some lag, so I'm trying to fix it.
Oh. Is it me lagging, or
no? It's my camera. For some reason, my camera always lags through Discord. So,
the guy's gonna sort of walk over and look down at him, trying to do it while everyone else is sort of getting situated. Steal a couple of moments alone with this kid, and now, can you swim? We have to go under the water to get there.
Not really.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not really a good swimmer.
Oh, what? We will have someone up with you. I see you've been working with Belthus. I wanted to give you something. Now keep this secret. I don't want them to take it away from you.
I'm really good at keeping secrets.
And Geyer's going to slip out the dagger he took from that other group and give it to the kid.
Wow, this is real.
Yes, it is.
It's not a stick.
Just in case you need it.
Just in case. He like looks around, something to stab.
Suddenly, Connery locks eyes with Rorik. Why is he looking at me?
Casca's just mirroring Rorik, like.
Oh, they're so cute when they get stabby.
Thank you, Mr. Geyer.
His little nod and goes back to start getting everything ready. And
you see Rorik kind of like hide it away so no one takes it away from him.
I'm waiting for when they're training and Belthus messes up and hits him in the face with the stick. And all of a sudden the dagger comes out.
Yeah. Knight's about to die.
I haven't trained him in the assassinate yet. It's fine.
Oh, you've got a week to do it while the rest of us are training magic.
Calsco's
Oh,
not ready to
yeah.
be mom.
I have 18 knives. I could theoretically also train the child to stab.
Well, fun. Belthus is wondering why he joined the call tonight.
Get killed by a child.
Then you have to
It's
play
gonna be
Rorik the rest of the campaign.
Hey, young characters get stat boosts.
For honor, next night up.
I mean, that's Knight's Tale, right?
That's
Knight
right.
died, Squire took his armor, pretended to be a knight.
That's it. That's it. Well, you guys do approach the Misty Falls once again, and you can see that the Swan Maiden in swan form is just kind of gliding atop the water, just a little bit out away from the waterfall. As you guys approach, and you can see that the swan kind of looks at you with a look of recognition. Just kind of does this elongated bow towards the top of the water as you guys are starting to approach. And are you all just kind of jumping in? Is anybody helping Rorik get there?
Excuse me. We have a little one. Might need help with going to see Master Tetsu.
The swan starts to swim over towards you guys, and basically what she does is she ends up kind of like holding out like one wing towards the shore and like almost like, you know, dipping a shoulder as to help the boy onto the swan's back.
I help
Okay.
Rorik on.
Okay.
I whispered him, nothing pointy near her. We like her.
Rorik, can you not swim?
I'm not a good swimmer, no.
You can teach this kid like John Wayne did.
But like this is cool. Like I'm riding on this really large bird.
Yeah, enjoy it while
Numeral would also like start explaining to Rorik that the Swan Maiden is a friend and start telling him a little bit about Swan Maidens.
Okay, what exactly are you going to tell him about the Swan Maiden? Because right now he thinks it's a really large bird that he's on the back of.
Yeah, so I would start telling him about the magical lore of Swan Maidens, that she is a beautiful, mystical elf who can transform into a swan.
This isn't a bird?
She can turn in between a swan form and an elf form, like me. But I don't get to turn into a swan.
You don't turn into a bird yet? I mean,
Maybe
you can?
one day. No, but who knows the mystery of Swan Maidens? Some think it's magic, some think they're born with it. Nobody quite knows. Maybe one day I'll come back as a swan. Who knows?
Okay.
And we're going to see our friend Tanaka Tetsu. He's a very gifted mage.
What's a mage?
We can do magic.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
Can you throw fire out your hands?
Not yet. I'm hoping our friend here will be able to
Soon.
teach me, though.
Wow.
Ask us that question again in 24 hours.
I believe you mean 7 days. You said
7 days.
I can float things, though.
Yeah, we all float down here.
Okay, well, let's go.
Hearing Connery say that, guy was just diving into the water and swimming away.
Calsco follows Geyer immediately. She's just like, nope.
But where's everybody going?
Hold your breath, Rory, and then
Oh yeah. The swan guides Rory safely through the challenging terrain that you guys have. You guys have gone through it before, so you guys aren't going to have to roll or anything through this. You guys kind of make it through that spot where she showed you where to go last time. You guys. Oh,
What about the old man?
what's that? Oh yeah, who's guiding Draneth? Is anybody helping Draneth?
Oh yeah, Dranet.
You forgot about your old friend.
not my job.
I'll help him into
Who's
the
babysitting
water.
the elderly here? Come on.
I am the only.
Kalska already has
I'll,
one.
I'll help him in.
Yeah.
All right. So Tenumeral is going to help Draneth. It's been a minute since I've done anything like this. This water's
Okay,
cold.
we'll be there soon.
Will there be towels on the other side?
Yes, and it's warm and toasty in there.
Oh, great. Great. Well, here we go. He's really a slow swimmer, to Numeral. He's like, you're kind of like dragging him along.
Oh, look, a sloth.
He has no hair yet. He pulls out this like swimming cap and puts it on his head. But you guys swim and you guys dive underneath the waterfall to the other side, where you see the familiar cave dwelling place of Master Tetsu. You guys all pull yourselves free of the water and start to kind of shake all the loose water off of you. It just kind of just like glides off a Geyer with his feathery, yes, there you go. I love it.
Ducks never get wet.
That's right. Just like falls off of him. Rorik seems to be just amazed by this whole thing, and he's just excited. And you guys can see Takata Tetsu is approaching from above the chamber and says, "Back so quickly!"
But yet most of us, Tenumeral will be a few moments. Draneth was having a bit of trouble with water.
Oh, you brought back my friend Draneth?
Yes.
I'm surprised the old fart could make it this far.
He might not. We're still gonna see. Give it a second.
And as you guys say that, all of a sudden Tenumeral like busts out of the top of the water with Draneth, and Draneth is like, "Oh, wow, this water's cold. I haven't had to hold my breath for that long in such a long time. Do you mind helping me up, dear?" Holds on to Tenumeral.
Should be like helping him up, dragging him up. Doing the Little Mermaid hair sweep when she popped out of the water.
I pictured
Yes.
Emerald just graceful as anything, and then this guy just being like a mess. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, that water's cold. Oh. He looks and sees Takata Tetsu there, and Takata looks at him, and you can see this big old grin come on Master Tetsu's face. He gets up there, and he's almost about ready to embrace Draneth, and he realizes Draneth is just soaking wet, and he decides against it and says, and cusps his hand and grabs his hand and says, "Draneth, my old friend, boy, you've aged." And Draneth looks back and it's like, I guess I have. It's been a minute since we've seen one another, but it is great to see you, friend. Great to see you. And they just share this moment of respect, and you can tell that they're just like instantly remembering the old times. They share a couple of short gestures and talk, just little chat between each other, and just basic information about how was the travel. And Draneth, you guys know he slept pretty much the entire time, but yet he makes it out to seem like he's seen all these exciting things. And he really stretches everything out. And then Takata kind of looks at Conry and says,
on all fours, shaking water off him for the past 15 minutes. Just
Takata kind of looks over towards Balthus like, does he do that every single time he gets in the water?
Basically.
get
wait.
everything wet in like a 20-foot radius.
We have to go get more towels. He waits for you to finish shaking off, and then is like, Conry, I did want to say, your idea with the magical gemstones was brilliant, It absolutely was brilliant. I got it to work.
Bum, bum,
Mm-hmm.
bum. So you have a finished product?
I do.
Well,
I do.
what was that again? What was Connery's idea? I don't remember.
Connery's
Was he
idea
thinking like a
Gem
was to
sword.
make Beltis a new sword.
Okay, that's what I thought, but then I couldn't remember if I was wrong.
Basically, Connery's idea was, what if you
like infused it. Yeah.
infused and melted the gemstone over top of the blade of a sword? Could that like give it some
Cool.
the same magical properties that it did whenever it did that the method of connecting your dagger back together?
Yeah.
Okay. So, oh yeah, just this way. It's up here next to the altar. I have that raggedy old scimitar you guys left me. I was able to complete it on that. And he looks at Draneth. He's like, oh, and come this way. I've got to show you my new line of work. And so it's kind of like runs excitedly up towards where the altar is, and Draneth is following, still dripping, pouring some of this cold water down onto the stone floor, seeking some sort of towel or something to wipe himself off. As you guys approach, Takata goes right up to an altar, and you see him pick up this blade from the altar. And you can see that there's remnants of study and work that have been done. You can see that there's other, you know how he kind of molded some rock to be able to put your dagger in to kind of make a place where this could be heated up in kind of like a stencil almost, to where it could like sit into place. You can see that, yeah, like a mold. Yeah, he created a couple more of those. They're broken kind of on the floor. It looks like he had like a couple of test runs that didn't quite turn out.
I love what you done to the place.
I'll worry about that later. But he holds up this scimitar, and you can see like it still looks like a beat up, nasty goblin scimitar, because I think that's what you guys left with him. Like it still shows all the imperfections in the blade, but it looks like it has this coating over top of it that looks like a gosh, I always lose this word, like an oil slick. Iridescent. That's the color. That's like the color that it has. It has all those like different colors of like almost like shimmering rainbow as it kind of turns in the light. But it just looks like it's just like a thin coating over top. But it has a little bit of like this glittery sparkle to it from like the original gemstone as well. So it's this iridescence, but it also like shimmers and sparkles in the light whenever it catches it. Very beautiful effect. Unfortunately, it still shows all the imperfections in the blade. You see,
So,
I got it to work. And he starts like swinging it around like this.
Kauska holds out her parrying dagger in front of the child. Like,
Yeah, I was never good with these things. Somebody here, take it.
well,
Please.
Beltis is our sword expert. Do you have something that you're not using here that we can test it on? Maybe a swan?
Kauska kicks Connery.
Training dummy? I mean,
I'm sure young Warwick here has been training with Belthus. Why do we not give him the blade and have him take a couple of swings at Belthus with it?
Yes!
The scimitar's bigger than the child.
Why not?
See? He challenged me.
so
I've been working really hard with that stick.
What's the rules?
All right, my
about
boy,
making
let's see what you're made of.
What's the
Kauska-
rules about making a new character? Okay.
Ring with the big boys.
Kauska looks at Belthus to make sure it's okay to hand this child a scimitar.
I've got my shield ready.
Kauska hands it to him very carefully and is like, if you lose any limbs, you cannot tell your parents. Deal?
Deal.
Cool. Kauska steps away.
All right, now raise the sword in the air and say, "By the power of Grayskull."
He's like trying to lift it up, and he's very awkward with it, and it's kind of heavy for him. So he's just kind of like barely able to like hold it stable, and he's like
Oh.
looking
You got
towards Belthus. He's looking towards Balthus, and I'm
Big
gonna
swing,
make.
big
I'm,
swing.
I'm gonna make a roll.
Swear to God, if it cuts your shield in half, I'm dying.
It's gonna roll a dragon.
And he totally whiffs. Like he goes to strike you, and it's like a. It's just like so slow. He like barely gets it up over his head, and then the blade falls and just kind of like sparks off of the ground next to you.
So no damage to the ground, no serious damage.
No, dude, there's like a little like nick in the ground from where he hit, but no serious damage. Doesn't look like any damage to the blade either.
A mighty swing. Impressive.
This is heavier than I thought.
Someday it'll be like a feather to you.
It's okay, Rorik. That's why I don't swing big swords either. They're heavy.
This is heavy. It's
Eat your
pretty,
vegetables.
but it's heavy.
Really? Yeah, she's the master of sharp sticks.
Yeah, that's why I like sharp sticks.
I thought if it was magic, it just automatically would hit, right? Isn't that what magic does?
I think that's
That's
D&D. I mean,
Wrong game system,
No.
Rorik. He's like,
Numeral would take out her blade that has the gem, fixing on it, and show Rorik that the first blade we did was small. Like this.
that's nice. Can I try yours?
No, sorry,
Oh.
but you can practice on some small things, and then I'll let you do it after I've seen you practice with a little dagger. You know what? I can maybe teach you how to use a dagger, and then I'll let you practice with this.
so while
Ooh.
they're having that
He
conversation,
gets excited. He's got this bright look in his eyes as you say you were going to help him work with one.
Yeah, we can practice, and then I'll let you handle it once you can prove you won't cut your fingers off with it.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
Good.
Connery, what were you saying?
So while you guys are having that conversation, I'm gonna look at Sir Tetsu and
Mhm.
ask him. So, what you've done to this sword? Do we have enough gems to do it again with Balthus's sword?
You know, I have even better news. Because you guys were able to salvage so much of the gemstone, I could probably do one for each of you.
Turn my staff into a staff sword?
The problem is I can't do it to items that are made out of wood.
No.
It doesn't adhere to it.
Hmm.
He like gestures over to the corner and you can see there's a broken wooden staff in like 4 or 5 places. And it looks like he tried to do the same thing to a wooden staff that he did with to Numeral's blade. And it broke apart at the junction points. Like it wouldn't hold.
Staff sword. All right. So it's pretty much just Calcica and Balthus then, because the rest of us can't really mess with metal.
Guy has a big hammer.
Hmm?
Oh,
Guyer's hammer.
hammer.
Oh, Connery, maybe you could do
Then he
your
can't cast
focus.
magic.
Maybe you could do your amulet.
No, because I can't touch metal at all.
No, but your amulet, maybe they can like do it because it's made of crystal, and my dagger is made of crystal. Right? Wait, what is your amulet made out of?
Blood and tears of my enemies.
Nice.
Perhaps they could, like, merge it
Stainless
to
steel
that.
wrapped in nickel and adamantine.
Maybe it
and every
adheres to
metal
that.
you can think of.
Oh, I got an idea. Can we adhere it to one of my companions? Make him into a throwing deer.
I don't think a deer wants to sit still while melted gem is poured on its.
Deer, javelin mode.
Just you need to get a rhinoceros companion and put the gemstone on his the horn on his snout.
Or elk and their horns.
There you go. Magical
There you go.
charge. Magical gore attack.
Yeah, a stag. You were talking to deer one day.
Well,
Oh.
well, that sounds like a great idea, Tetsu. How long would it take you
Oh, no, I mean, truthfully, I think I've mastered it. I think I can.
Don't be modest.
I could do a weapon every 6 hours or so.
Oh, jeez.
Are you interested, Sir Beltis?
Wouldn't mind a little bit of I'll bring out my new longsword and kind of offer it.
Oh, that's a mighty blade.
Yeah, it seems like you could make it mightier.
I can. Well, let's get to work on it then. Andreas is like excited. He's like, "Oh, I can't wait to see all this." And it looks like he's just invested in watching what Master Tetsu is going to be involved with. So basically, what he will be able to do is one weapon per shift, and he can coat it with this magical gemstone that'll give it. Basically, what it does mechanically is it makes it to where it cuts through any resistance to magical. It would be considered a magical weapon. So if a monster has resistance or immunity to weapons that are not magical, this will bump that out, and it will do like normal damage to those enemies. Okay.
Oh, like maybe an ooze?
So doing this to what we're currently operating under, I have to talk to Tetsu about this.
Sure.
It is already a magical weapon. The cursed dagger I have would not make sense, but doing it to my parrying dagger would make sense.
Would make perfect sense. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I want to talk to Tetsu about the other one after he's done fixing Balthus' sword all shiny new.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Is there anything else like so Geyer, did you want to do the hammer or do you want to do your knife?
My knife is interesting because it's the one that Kalsika gave to me. It is the poisoned dagger.
Right. So basically what it would do is it would nullify the poison and turn it just into a magical dagger.
Yeah, so definitely not doing that. What is the warhammer made out of? Is it metal or stone?
That's a good question. Does it say anything about it in the rules? Did you look it up by any chance?
I just looked up heavy warhammer. All it says is two-handed. It gives damage, uncommon. It doesn't give anything about the...
I guess it's up to the
that's a masterwork. That's a masterwork hammer. I would say it's made from metal. So
Okay.
you could do it on this one.
Geyer will give the hammer over. But like when brings it over, just gonna say, Master Tetsu, I was hoping to speak with you at some point on the potential of you training a few of us in your school of magic.
Yes. He kind of sets the longsword to the side and he turns to you as Draneth is standing beside him. He's like, "So see, you've delivered the message to Draneth. What word of the Oracle have you brought to me?"
She's a big spider.
Oh, we spoke with the
A what?
creature claiming to be the Oracle. And it was an arachnid of extreme proportions.
She could talk in our
We-
brains, kind of.
Actually rescued that small child over there with Balthus from the arachnid. And actually, I'm going to turn this over to Numeral, as she spent most of the time speaking with the strange creature. All I really recall from it is something about teleportation portals.
Yes, so the Oracle turned out to be an arachnid that has been around for quite some time. And had this poor boy. Oh, sorry, the music has just got so loud I can't hear anything. Okay. So instead of fighting the Oracle, I decided to convince it to be my friend. Over our shared experience of living in caves. And it then told us about what it thinks this cave is. What what were they called?
The Waywalkers?
Pathfinders,
The
Waywalkers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this oracle thought that this could be a relic or a portal from ancient mages of some kind that could travel through different portals around the world.
I've stumbled upon a magical transportation device.
Quite possibly.
Gotta figure out how it works. That's remarkable. And you got all this from a spider.
Yeah, who almost killed us and this boy, so I would not suggest sending too many people to consult with this oracle in the future.
I'm so pleased you all survived that encounter. Oh. And great.
Yes, it now thinks that we're its friends who were going to give it information. It wanted to make spies to learn about the surface world. It was very interesting.
Oh, were you going to spy on me for a giant spider?
She was gonna turn
I don't think
Rorik
so.
into a spy, but we took
The
him.
new girl would be like holding his ears while we're saying this.
I feel like this kid is so used to us just earmuffing him
Yeah.
and being like,
Yeah.
It's like
he's just hitting Belthus with a stick while we're holding his ears, so he's just not really paying
yeah, Balthus instantly starts like fighting with him in the background.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Distract him.
Distract him a little
Yeah.
bit.
This kid's gonna get so used to it that he just grabs her hands and put it on her ears beforehand.
Yeah.
I know the deal.
Master Tetsu, just in case anyone comes by, the spider's name was Shawl, and so if you hear that name, it's a giant spider. Do with that what you will, but now you have all of our important information, I think.
Spider or not, it's still a child of Gaia.
Well,
It's my friend now.
It needed to be killed with fire. But
I personally did not anticipate the Oracle being a giant spider. That is definitely out of the ordinary. But this is great information that you brought with. Did they give you anything else? How do I make it work? Did they say? No.
the spider was not aware of how to function. It knew of the existence of these.
Have you tried unplugging it, waiting 5 minutes, and then plugging it back in again?
I didn't see any plugs.
Oh crap!
We have to do that with Connery after he.
Any traumatic experience, you just unplug me, wait 5 minutes, and then plug me back.
So these wayfinders or waywalkers or jaywalkers or whatever they said they were called. What did they say? What happened to them?
I think they all died.
She said that because I think it translates to they got greedy with knowledge and kind of burned themselves out of existence, and now there's people. So kind of descendants of them, but not, because we're not the... You get the whole lore thing of bad things happen to people who get greedy, yada 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 yada.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Kalsko's just like, yeah, whatever. I've been thinking about this since we left that creepy spider cave, and I'm overthinking of it, so now it's your problem.
Seems to be a very traditional and cliche fantasy trope.
Yeah, Miss Anne told me a lot of stories about that, and I'm tired of hearing that same old story. I'd like a new one.
Spider kidnaps boy falls in love with spider.
Whoa, what?
No, that is not traditional.
Wait, boy, what? Boy
That's
does
so
love with spider?
Falls in love with spider.
Falls in love.
That's a different kind of story, not the one that Kalsko wants to hear either. So.
That's a spin-off fan fiction right there.
That's right.
Rorik X Shock Shoal.
Yeah. And Rorik's had earmuffs on this entire
The earmuffs
conversation.
are going on again.
Kalsko's
Anyway,
determined to buy this kid earmuffs when we get to town.
But-
Even though we're returning him, we're still buying him earmuffs.
Yeah.
Master Tetsu looks at you all and is like, this is great information, and you have all done very good deeds and have earned my trust. So, whatever training it is that you need, And he kind of looks at Dranath, and Dranath has this like shocked expression on his face. And he looks towards you guys after getting a quick glance in at Dranath's like, I agree to train you.
Thank you, Mr. Tetsu. Oh, this is wonderful.
Thank you, Master Tetsu. It is an honor.
You must promise me one thing. Whatever knowledge, whatever power I instill upon you, you will do for good and to free the evil and burden that treacherizes this land. He says it with this grit stern in his voice. This is like the grittiest and the sternest you've ever like heard him and seen him.
Kyra immediately looks at him. On my honor.
We're would be nodding and then kind of cross her arms and look at Geyer like, yeah, you listen to him.
Kalska leans into Belthus. I'm really glad I don't have to make a promise right now.
But he's like, let me take some time to work on these weapons first, and then we'll worry about how we're going to go about this training.
Master Tetsu, I just have a quick question. And she's handing him the parrying dagger to Magicify.
Mm-hmm.
But she holds up the other one.
Uh-huh.
We being Mr. Geyer and I, got this one a while back. And I think it's already magical, and I think it's a little not great, but I swear I've been using it for great things. And, like, getting Belthus out of a big ooze that was trying to, like, digest him. I wondered if, after fixing the other metal things, and before training everybody how to be cooler, you would take a good look at this and tell me if there's anything I need to know about it, because I'm worried that if I use it too much, it could be bad. But also, it has definitely helped us. And I don't want to get rid of it because it was like the first really cool thing I found with Mr. Geyer, and it's kind of important.
Sure. I mean, after I do all this work with these weapons, I can surely take a look. It might take me a little time, but sure.
Fine. I just wanted to let you know that I might need help looking at it because I don't understand magic, but...
Dranath is like, what? I mean, I dabble in a little bit of that as well. I mean, I could take a look at it.
Yeah, I just never... I mean, Mr. Dranath, I like you, but I never really went to hang out with you while they were getting trained with magic, and then you were busy training them with magic, so I felt like I'd be interrupting, so, you know.
That's fair enough. My feelings are not hurt. Trust me, Kelsey, they're not hurt.
I just don't want to be interrupting of all of the learning, because it's gonna make them do really cool things.
Got a Tetsu like takes the dagger and is like, oh, give it to Dranath. He hands it to Dranath to take care of it. And with that, he immediately like gets to work. They all like kind of go off into their areas of study and just start kind of just focusing on putting this together. You see Takata's working on kind of molds to put these weapons in to make sure that the magical effect takes place with the heated up gemstones from his spells. And so it's going to take pretty much a whole day for him to get these weapons ready and for Dranath to take a look at this blade. Is there anything that you guys want to do, or is there a scene anybody wants to take with anybody player character wise or anything like that, or do you guys just kind of want to like fast forward to the next day?
I would like to say that Geyer would separate after Tetsu's little blurb about the training and whatnot. Geyer's going to go over, sort of sit somewhere somewhat near where Tetsu's working, just because I have this feeling like in my mind's eye, like when he's doing this, he's obviously working with the fire and flame somehow to make these molds and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So Geyer's over there and just starting to write things down in his grimoire, starting with the promise that Master Tetsu asked for, and then just little observations he's noticing as he's working.
You notice like a little bit of time passes and Takata Tetsu like recognizes what you're doing. And every once in a while, you'll see him he'll walk by you and pick up some different materials off to the side and then bring them back over. Kind of like he's walking back and forth, like around you, getting different tools and things that he needs. And he'll like look over your shoulder one time and he'll be like, no, the other way. The curve goes the other way on that one. Yeah, like that. And then he'll walk past and he'll
I think I'll have a conversation with Draneth since he's studying the cursed dagger.
Yeah, he's looking over it. He looks like he's like pondering very deeply as he's like looking at it, and he's got some kind of book that he's found that Takata Tetsu had, and he's kind of like dabbling through it. It's looks like a super old tome that he just pulled out, and he's kind of like digging through it.
Yeah, Kasuka would have stuck near Draneth while he had her dagger.
You just let us know if you start hearing any voices coming from that dagger, because I've heard tales of cursed items that try to, that are they're sentient.
You think this blade has the ability to manipulate my mind?
Conrad,
there have been sentient. What?
It never talked to me.
Okay, well, just in case, I've heard of cursed items. Like there's a sword called Frostmourne. I don't know. But yeah, just be careful.
Okay.
Numeral would walk over also to where Draneth is at the dagger and finally get a good look at it. If Kasuka's not like shoving her away.
No. Kasuka would never give it to you because in the beginning she didn't know if you'd give it back because it's an elvish nature.
Draneth is like holding this blade up, and like there's a shot where he's sitting there, and all of a sudden Kasuka's head's right here, and then Conry's head comes up, and then Numeral's head like pops up, and it's getting awfully crowded around here. This is an interesting piece, I must say, but the more I study this, the more worried I get that this has found your possession, Kasuka. This has some very, very dark markings upon it.
I'm actually a bit familiar with this.
Well, you've seen this type of dark markings before, Numeral?
Yes.
And you know what it means?
This is actually a blade that it's part of a ritual that can swap someone's age, the old age of someone with the youth of another.
I knew that.
But there's more to the spell than that.
I knew it could do the age thingy, but I didn't need to know more about the spell because I don't do spells, I just do stabs.
Yes, I'd be careful what you stab with that. Although it probably would require a bit more than the simple stabbing. But,
yeah, it seems as if whatever ritual has been put upon it would almost need to be redone or reconstituted in order for it to have the same effect. But seems there's something more now. It's changed. I believe there's something trapped in this dagger.
I do know that part of this ritual for this kind of spell requires the blade to be driven into something that the person or entity was bonded to rob it of its youth, but not kill it. I wonder if perhaps part of the spirit of whatever it could have been stabbed into could have imbued the blade.
What a strange, but also terrible thing to do to someone. To rob someone of their youth to gain it for yourself?
See, when we found it, it was in this place where something was being mean to the dogs. And so I didn't really care about what else it did other than getting the dogs back. So if there's something stuck in it, I didn't do it. It was hurting Lucy and River, and therefore, well, not the dagger. The tree was hurting Lucy and River, so we had to get them back.
Well,
And the curse, I think, would also bond the two individuals together, and if one would die, the other may also perish. So I'd be curious
it's
who
very...
and what did the bonding.
Whoever pulled off a ritual like this, they are very sick and twisted with an evil mind. I'd be wary.
I'll be careful.
No, it wasn't your game master.
And it wasn't me.
He's very humble and
At
merciful.
least Tanu will know she's right beneath me on Twitch.
I just looked back at Twitch. I'm like, wait, am I under Guy or?
Yeah.
I only know of such things from studying and lore, and every so often the clans of the mountains get together and share knowledge passed down from generation to the next. And when it's been discussed of the mountain elves, we have not spoken of it so lightly in such a self-serving way. It was, if it had ever been done with any ancestors of the mountain clans, it's serious last-ditch effort of great importance and not taken lightly. But it's not something I would truly ever consider doing unless dire circumstances required.
Draneth kind of holds the blade back out to you, Calcica. He's like, be careful, Calcica, with this blade. Whatever it is that is upon it, it reeks. It reeks with the stench of undeath.
Okay.
You think it could have been demonically affected?
It's quite possible, but I don't know. It's almost as if, like, something is purposely hitching a ride within the blade.
I only bring it out when the normal dagger doesn't do the trick, and now that I'll have a fancy dagger again, or two fancy daggers, I won't need to pull this one out as much. So it'll be okay. I really try not to use it that often, only when normal things don't work.
And if that's an important ritual item for somebody with a sick and twisted mind, keep it out of sight.
Mr. Draneth, I lived at an orphanage for a long time, and kids always took your stuff. No one's gonna take this off of me. It's okay. And Calcica
just-
puts it away.
I wonder if the entity in it could somehow... never mind.
No,
I wonder
please.
if it could...
No, please, Tenubral, speak up. I'm curious.
I wonder if it could unlock this portal.
Oh, no. We are not playing with my dagger.
No, he meant speak up
Portal.
because he can't hear because of his old age.
No, that too. Now I've got some water still inside the ears. Draneth kind of shakes his head rapidly to try to get some of the water out.
We could
I
come
don't-
back.
Theoretical. That was theoretical. Not...
In theory,
not
that's
literal.
cool, Tinny. I just don't think we should open a portal when there's a child here.
You can stand behind
Yes.
me.
Kalska
Probably
looks
close
over
the
at
portal.
Beltis and just says, I trust you, and looks at Rorik. I don't trust you. You're like me. It's fine.
Yeah, you guys look back there, and Rorik's got the scimitar again. He's trying to cut the stick that you gave him to use as a weapon in half.
He's literally a human. He's gonna do something stupid because he's me, but a human child. He's
See
taller
his
than me
muscles
already.
getting bigger already.
He totally missed the stick again, and he clanks the sword off the floor of the cavern.
He promised
What's
he wouldn't tell his
Beltis
parents.
I got
doing?
closer that time.
Beltis, this is your training.
Oh, I can see him getting stronger as we speak.
Oh, God.
So,
Tenumeral would probably walk away from all of this now and sit down and be looking at her own dagger and thinking about her clan. and she may look over at Balthus and his armor and ask if he's ever had anything special to him from his people and clan that got damaged over time.
Dun, dun, dun. This thing's, I don't know how much longer this armor's gonna last, to be honest. Taking a lot of hits in our little journey.
How long have you had that armor for?
Quite a long time.
Did your people make it for you before setting out on a journey like me?
Well, my journey was not intentional, but they did make it for me.
How does one go on an unintentional journey?
It's a bit of a long story. If I had my way, I would be back home, but home's not a possibility for me anyway, any longer.
Where was home?
Beyond the Misty Veil.
Like further than where I live?
Probably, yeah. Thinking back to where we met, it was a bit further out than there, in fact, yeah.
Why can't you go back?
That's a long story. Perhaps we'll have some time here to get into things.
Yes, I think we do, like right now.
Kalska just looks over at Balthus and goes, unless you want me to tell you all the stories Miss Anne ever told me again, you better start telling your story, because I'm kind of tired of being the only storyteller.
I wouldn't mind more hearing those stories again, to be honest.
I think Tanumero might hit me with her dagger if I start talking from the beginning of Miss Anne's stories again. I think she's heard them enough times. As we all stare at Balthus, like...
Rorik, do you want to hear the story of our big, strong elf knight who has been training you to fight?
Does he talk about swords?
I think so. Balthus, does your story have swords in it?
I wish my story had more swords. Unfortunately, I didn't have the opportunity.
You didn't have the opportunity to use swords.
Yes, that's exactly why I'm here.
What happened? Were you taken from your people?
I was betrayed.
Seeing that
Hands are
Balthus-
covering over Rorik's ears just in case.
seeing that Balthus clearly
It's rated for children.
After, as soon as he said there wasn't a whole lot of information about swords, you saw Rorik just go deflate and kind of like lose interest.
So seeing that Balthus is clearly uncomfortable, not wanting to really get into it, Connery's just gonna start reciting jokes like, hey guys, how many wizards does it take to change lamp oil?
How many?
Depends
2?
what you want to transmute it to, huh?
Oh.
Run, Balthus.
Kalska just looks at Connery and goes, okay, you're doing magic jokes, and that's mean because I'm too dumb for magic.
The numeral would just sort of be twirling her blade and looking at it and picking up on the fact Balthus is not feeling particularly chatty. Just comment, I hope I can go back to my clan sometime. After all of this.
I'm sure we'll get you back there.
Wasn't that the whole point of your quest, Tinny? To go out and come back?
Well, we don't know how this journey will end.
I mean, yeah, if we all die and the bad things come back, there's nothing we can do. But if we don't do that, wasn't the whole point to go out and come back?
Yeah.
Okay,
But-
well then, I'm pretty sure.
What if it doesn't work? I've seen visions of such destruction if we fail.
I'm pretty sure Balthus is gonna get you home at the very least. I'll try, but I'm pretty sure Balthus is just too stubborn for his own good sometimes, and so you're gonna get home.
You don't have to outrun the enemies, you just have to outrun me.
I was gonna say, you know, he's standing right there.
I think you'll get home, Tinny, and you're lucky you have a home. So you'll be
I
okay.
hope so. Beltis, where will you go when this is all done if you don't have a home to return to?
Wait, I'm hearing.
What?
I mean, Kelsey, you told us stories of. Was it Anne? Was that her name?
Miss Anne, yeah.
Yeah.
Beltis,
Yeah.
where would you go? You're gonna go to Miss Anne?
I mean,
I'm deflecting.
Miss Anne would like Beltis to
Do you want to
She
be
has
adopted by
clearly
a
been
halfling orphanage?
Change, and
not a
she's still
halfling
on it.
orphanage. It's an everything orphanage. It's all
Oh, Beltis, so you want to go to an orphanage after this?
he
Are
could
you
build it.
Like,
Are you an orphan?
Why else would I be at Miss Anne's orphanage?
No, not you, Beltis. Why does he want to go to the orphanage?
He's gonna help me fix it. Come on, Beltis.
Yeah, orphanages are a noble cause.
Kalska feels bad that she kind of ganged up on
Kalsika
him.
drags Beltis out of an uncomfortable situation.
Kalska realized she ganged up on him too and felt immediately bad, so she's trying to help him get away. And also she's deflecting about her dagger being cursed, so she's like, run, Beltis, run!
Yeah, Numeral making everybody uncomfortable tonight.
To numeral asking the real questions that no one wants to own up to. I love the
So
episode.
at this point, why don't we do this? Why don't we have a little bit of a time skip here, as you guys are just kind of engaging over this kind of same type of small talk over the next several days, because it's going to take you guys a while if you're getting training from Master Tetsu. So those of you that have given a weapon, it takes a day, but you do get a magical coded weapon. I'm gonna double check and make sure that I remember. Spark.
there's the dog and not the cat.
Definitely not.
It can happen.
I want Beltis' backstory.
I lost the
You
name
already-
of that magical
She is just gonna
stone.
persistently drill into you until you eventually give it deflection or not.
His whole goal is to get Beltis drunk one night and make him talk, but other
Kind of like real life.
yeah.
Oh god.
Drill
Oh.
into you to try to get backstory while you
Here it is.
evade and deflect.
You guys have whatever your weapons are, you guys can put next to them that they are imbued with the glittering how do I pronounce that?
Violet?
Violmaline. Violmaline.
Viomaline.
Violmaline. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
EIOL what?
And it's a sparkling kind of gemstone that gives it that iridescent, sparkling look to your weapons. So it will definitely be visible on your weapons that you guys have, that there's something different about them. But I believe, yeah, there you go. You have that.
Viomaline.
And you guys
Sorry.
have that to your parrying dagger, so you guys can kind of customize those weapons as you guys get them constructed from Master Tetsu. I have to double check our rules on training in magic. You said it takes a week for the training to take place?
Yeah, and you have to do rolls against something.
Yeah.
I think
Learning
it's a
magic.
week to learn a new school.
Okay.
Let's see. You can learn additional schools by getting the
Roll
heroic
against
ability
the
magic
int.
talent,
Mm-hmm.
and then studying under a teacher with a skill level in the school for at least a week.
At the end of the week, you make a roll against your intelligence. On
Oh,
a success, you get your base chance of intelligence as a skill level in that school. So why don't you guys, those of you that are taking the teachers, or being, is that only Geyer and Tenumeral?
and me. No, just kidding.
I think wasn't Connery doing
Kalska
it
was the
too?
only one in the party not doing magic. She'd be so mad at Beltis.
Connery, you're not doing the training? No? Okay. So just Tenumeral and Geyer. I believe you guys are both trying to learn the same school. Is that correct?
Yep.
I think so.
which is
The
I
elementalism.
think it's
elementalism.
elementalism.
Yeah, elementalism school. So you guys got to roll against your intelligence.
Okay.
Can I push it?
Unfortunately, I don't think you can for this one. On a
I am
failure-
going old school, Michael.
Oh.
The original set of dice I got from the original
Pre-
Provo game.
I should have done that.
This is pre-stream, guys.
That's
This
gotta,
is
that's gotta really suck, though.
pre-stream.
All that convincing him to teach you, and then you fail the roll.
Yeah.
And that's a 1.
Oh, look at that. So if you look in the where you were creating a character in the rule book, Matthew,
Yep.
your base chance is like there's a number that goes with whatever your skill ability level is in your intelligence. There's a base
Okay.
chance number. There's like a chart in there that'll tell you what your base chance would be in that skill. So it might be like a low number for you right now,
Yeah.
but that's something that you'll have to kind of use your points to try to grow that number over time to make it more influential. Now it says to numeral, you guys have the opportunity to hang out here another week and get additional training.
I would like to stay and try again.
While all this was going on, could Balthus have been helping Kalska get better with swords, and Kalska have been helping Balthus get better with knives?
Teaching each other?
We both have 18s, right?
Oh yeah.
Sure. Way to learn a spell is from a teacher who already knows it. The lesson takes 1 shift. You can activate the new spell until the end of the game session. You must then use an advancement. Okay, so the way this works, though, is like you guys could only probably and possibly increase your level by 1
This session. Yeah.
this
Yeah.
session. So
That's fine.
yeah, that's fine.
But just as a chance for us later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We, like toss each other our weapons and like
Yeah.
start like that's cool as heck.
Okay.
Like the whole week, like you just hear clang, 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 and it's just the two of us being stupid with sharp objects because we can't learn this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so go
Make
ahead
sure
and
you include Rorik.
Or we'll get trained a little too, but Kalska's still handing him sticks a lot.
Okay, so
I
that's
want to
learning
roll with real dice
magic.
now, also. 'Cause
But where's
I
the
feel jinxed.
learning skills?
Oh, look at the trainer. I think if you're 15 or
Ooh.
above.
I have an idea, Mr. GM, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So, what say you if I knew that these two were training to learn magic? If Connery knew that they were attempting to, to learn, do you mind if I play a little song?
You know, I think this situation would require a song. I think anytime I'm studying, I like to listen to music.
Yeah.
I think it would give them a boon.
Oh,
Indeed.
what is that sound?
Turn it off, Connery.
I rolled a 5.
Oh, and this time with the power of the bagpipes, to numeral feels the inspiration, and after 2 weeks
The second one was 10.
of extensive study, actually, you know what? I'll say that Connery probably would have done this your first week.
Oh,
Connery,
so then the second roll is the root.
I'm gonna say that's your boon, and you get it with the boon.
Humble
'Cause,
and merciful. Humble
You know,
and merciful.
because
It says it on the shirt.
Mark.
It says it on the shirt.
it says it on the shirt.
Yes!
Get rid of the question mark. It's fine. Get rid of the question mark. See, that's all you gotta.
See, I usually, you know what's funny too? For all my advancements, I always use the real dice, but I was like, I'll use the electronic one for this, and then it
Did you
failed.
dirty?
So. Team real dice.
Does anybody know where in the book it talks about like training for skills? Because I see where it says about training for new magic, but I don't see where it says like training for skills.
I
What do you mean
used
by
to know
training
where
for
this
skills?
was.
Because
Exactly.
obviously you're not going to roll against intelligence for like
Ah.
training and weapons and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, pasting here.
That wouldn't make sense to me.
A shift of intense training with a teacher whose skill level is 15 or higher and exceeds your own gives you an additional advancement roll to improve the skill in question.
What?
I pasted it in chat.
Okay, so you just roll. You're basically just rolling like you would like an advancement, right?
Yeah.
Without waiting
Yeah,
session to end. However, a teacher can only raise the skill level by 1. After that, you must improve the skill through experience before you can get help from.
Connery, did you want to learn anything with swords or stuff, or teach us anything? Well, since you're not learning the magic.
No, I'm extremely selfish and try to keep my knowledge to myself so that I monopolize what I have.
And he's playing the
That's
bagpipes the entire time.
But yeah, no, if you guys want to learn, I guess I have stabs, sneaking. What is it, 16 minimum?
I think it's
Right.
15. 15.
15.
15 or higher, yeah.
It's 15 or
It's
higher?
15 or higher and has to exceed your own, yeah. So,
Okay, then I have
so
hunting,
Belthus advances
fishing.
in knives because of the training?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah,
Oh,
watching
maybe-
Kalska in action, I'm just like analyzing and I'm like, oh wow, okay.
Ooh, I went up in swords.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm so weak as heck, but it's fine.
There you go.
Same thing.
Now, the way this works, though, from what I'm reading, is you have to gain a point from experience,
Next,
Yeah.
yeah.
and
We can't
because
teach each other again.
and because you used you technically used a point this session already, so you won't be able to do it at the end of this session. You'll have to wait until
Yeah.
further sessions to
Yep.
be able to do it.
Next time.
Okay, so I put into our game chat what I have available that's over 15. If anybody wants to learn those things from Connery.
Yeah, because you guys could definitely learn that. I mean, to Numeral and Geyer, you guys are kind of locked in with just
Mhm.
training the magic, but the other three,
Yeah, so we'll have
like,
to learn spells too, I guess.
Pretty
Like,
sure me
I'll
and
use-
me. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, I think you would have to learn spells too.
Has to take another day or two? Because you can do one spell a day.
One
Then you have to-
shift cannot activate until the end of the game session. I'm confused about the advancement mark thing.
Well, basically, what it's saying
Oh,
is
so we can't like mark it as something to advance.
you
to
can't
this
advance it
session
today.
because
Yes,
we're learning.
because you're learning it. Yeah. So whatever you decide to like learn, it counts as like that advancement mark. So
Yeah.
So if we took 2 days and learned 2 spells, if we earn a total of 4 advancement marks at the end of the day, you and I would only get 2
you only get 2
because
for
we
other
use 2 for the
things.
spells.
Yeah, you use them for the spells. Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah,
then
I think they put all this stuff in there so you guys aren't like just hanging out for a whole session, like spamming and learning and teaching each other,
Yeah.
and then get
Yeah.
like the top,
yeah, like
top
what we're
tier
doing
level,
right now.
and then go, hey, let's go fight the boss. We're ready. It's-
Yeah, like not at all like what we're doing.
I now know all the spells
just
that the
one
game
week.
has available. Yes.
So let's see. You look at. I
Mhm.
actually want fire shit. I think. Geyer, what are you thinking of? What direction are you going into with
Is
this?
that a spell, fire shit?
Chipotle.
So
Spicy.
realistically,
What's
what
it? Yeah, and I heard of William Wallace. He shoots lightning from his eyes and fire from his arse.
so I was thinking specifically learning 2 magic tricks from the elementalism school.
Yeah.
Puff of smoke and ignite.
Okay.
Ooh, cute. Let's see.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been like so between it because I feel like to numeral with her like stuff with her hand shooting fire out of it would like also fit. But then being like a mountain elf, all this. Or wait, what does he have? Does he have? Yeah, he does have pillar and.
Magic tricks. No
Wind.
advancement marker roll is required. I did not know that.
Oh, that's
Oh.
nice.
So Geyer
yeah.
just learns how to do ignite and puff of smoke.
It would still take a shift to learn, right?
Yeah,
Like you'd
it
still have
takes
to take
one
the time,
stretch.
right? One
Yeah, one
stretch. That's 15 minutes.
Okay,
Wait,
then
what?
in that case, Geyer is
Look
going to
at-
learn
look at
all
chat.
3 of his magic tricks.
Okay. So I think, what does he have? Sense magic, light, and fetch, right?
Oh
Those are-
crap, that's right. He's got general too. Yeah, so I'm going to burn like 2 hours with him, learn all his magic. I was thinking heat, chill, ignite, puff of smoke.
Yeah, he has
Yeah.
multiple magic tricks. I think he has general magic too.
Wait, where does it say?
Oh, but I don't.
Trick.
Can I use general magic even though I only have mental? I mean,
General
elementalism?
general magic is for anyone. If you, as long as you have one school of magic, general magic you can cast all those too.
Okay, then yeah, I'll spend 2 hours and learn all his magic tricks.
Okay. Yeah, because he has fetch and light, I believe, from the general magic. Oh, incense
Yep.
magic. And from
Elementalism, it's
elementals, heat, chill, ignite, and puff of
ignite, and
smoke.
puff of smoke.
Yep. Now, how does magic tricks work when it comes to like grimoire pages and memorization and like
They
spell
do
slots
not-
and stuff? They
They do
don't.
not count against.
So you can have as many tricks as you want.
Mhm.
Okay,
But
cool.
you can only have a limited amount of regular spells. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, you can have your base chance as your active spells. So, Geyer, what's your base chance also?
Oh, let me find it. I
Just
think
out of
it's 5.
curiosity. I have my int at 15 and I have mine marked as 6. I think that's correct. I don't actually totally know, which is part of why I was asking how you have yours.
Takata's teaching you Geyer right now, and he does one of these things. He's like, and this is one of my favorites. Watch this. And he goes, and all of a sudden this smoke wall like appears in front of him, like, and you see his fingers kind of come out through the smoke, and he pulls the smoke apart a little bit, and he sticks his face through and goes, boo.
Does Rorik actually get scared?
Rorik is actually still back in the corner trying to hack that piece of wood. He actually hit it a couple times and put a couple little dents in it.
Heck yeah.
Regret.
Kelsey just leans over to Geyer
That
as
counts as one
Tetsu does
advance.
this
That's right.
and just goes, Mr. Geyer, just think
So,
whenever
yeah,
we
mine's
like get back to a different city where we actually want to trick people, you can just perform these little tricks and confuse everybody, and we can take all their money.
Exactly. Imagine how easily it will be for you to move through things.
Mr.
unseen.
Geyer, I don't think I've told you today, I love you.
I love you, Mike House.
It'd be just
You know,
like
I just
in
put in the
Teenage
chat-
Mutant Ninja Turtles, where the foot soldiers just have the little smoke things, and they go.
Exactly. Calcica umbrella, smoke wall.
This is wonderful.
Surprise attack!
Like spells can I try to learn while we're here doing this? I guess is my question.
Well,
For
it says
this.
that each one takes a shift, so that's 6
Yeah.
hours.
Days past the first week, do we want to?
Yeah, so it's just up to you guys. How much time do you want to linger here? How much time do you want to let the
Fast forward a
world
week, Abrams.
Well,
continue
we also have to get Rorik
in the way
home
that it
eventually.
is? Yeah, because Rorik has been
We've
gone
kidnapped
Leave
the kidnapped child.
a while
I'm gonna
now.
leave it up to my party members of how long they're gonna let me try to learn spells here.
Well, we did a week to learn the new magic, and Kalska looks at everybody else. I'm okay for a couple more days, but I don't want to stay too long because I think.
You know,
And
just
she points at Rorik. He does have
Yeah.
parents.
take your
Yes,
time and learn
agreed.
as many as you need to, but within moderation. Flash forward, Rorik as a teenager.
Okay,
And-
so basically, like, there's 4 spells that I like and would love, but I don't know if we have time for 4.
A shift is 6 hours, so that'd be
You
like
could do technically
Yeah.
2 a day.
2 a
Still
day,
get some
probably.
rest.
Yeah, so two extra days would give you
Okay.
that. But if you fail one of those rules, then you'd have to
you don't
like
get it. Yeah. Or we stay a little long.
have to stay a little longer.
So we're rolling again?
Titty's rolling again for spells.
Oh my god.
Okay, so I'm
Totally
gonna
not
do-
copywritten.
Too short. That's fine.
And
Legal
it's
limit.
rolling against it.
Int.
Okay.
And you well, hold on a
Int.
second. You automatically have
With
a
a boon.
boon. You automatically have a boon. And because you actually got 2 boons because of the music that's playing.
I get so
It's very
I roll
soothing.
4 times.
It's very
First
soothing.
round?
Ignore the fact
you roll
that
3
somebody dies
times.
every episode.
Okay. Oh, you guys are really being very nice to me. Okay, first one is a 2.
Okay, so you learn the first one. What was-
Fireball.
Fireball. Okay, remember
That's a
to also
prereq.
also remember your prereqs because you got to have certain spells before you can learn another one.
Yeah, so
My
that's
music just got insulted in chat.
Yeah.
190.
What's
No,
it?
oh,
Your music got insulted in chat?
I thought it was
for
a
life.
fire alarm.
The sharp sound out of nowhere. I will defend her. Unless you were expecting bagpipes, it does
Mm.
not sound great at first.
Mm-hmm.
It's an
Okay.
acquired taste, okay?
Yeah.
Guy, are there any particular spells you're trying to learn other than magic tricks?
Well, if we're taking the extra days, I'll spend at least 1 shift and try to learn Fireball.
Okay, go for it. Make your roll with a boon against your intelligence.
Okay. That roll with a boon. Was not success. I have to get lower than or above then to learn.
You have to get lower than those to learn them. Yeah,
Nope,
so
did not learn
you
Fireball.
didn't learn Fireball, but technically you have a second day because Tenumeral is like hanging out for 2 days, so you could try again.
Why not? Can't hurt, right?
Yeah. I don't think there's anything in here about not trying.
Hey!
You could try again.
Whoa.
There you go. So you learn Fireball.
I have
Now,
no idea
keep
what
in
it is.
mind, it does say that you learn the new spell, but you cannot activate the new spell until the end of the game session.
Yep.
So, even though you technically have it and have learned it, you cannot use it until next time we get together.
The group. Oh wait, why isn't my mic working? Okay.
There you
I
go.
have a question for the group. So I succeeded in Fireball, I rolled a 2. I succeeded in Fire Blast, I rolled a 4.
Jeez.
I succeeded in Pillar, I rolled a 12. So my question is for the 4th one, I was gonna do Salamander, but now I'm thinking maybe also Gust of Wind. What does the team think is
Let
more?
me see what salamander.
I feel like Gust of Wind might be kind of nice, but then I also
So basically, it's a form of lizard of fire, counts as a monster in combat, it follows the creator's commands. Free action. Free action sounds good because that means that it doesn't cost against your action and it can act independently, has its own initiative. Gust of Wind. Where's Gust of Wind?
the patron
Page 66.
4.
Okay, summons the gust of wind. All untethered objects increase in human size. There. So here's something to remember. When I was Elias, I had lightning blast, and the DM
Merciful.
is merciful unless your spell specifically says, like gust of wind, all untethered creatures.
Yeah.
So that means you have a chance of hitting Belthus like I did with lightning blast.
Really a problem?
So
Yeah,
I don't
it
think
was
so.
just like
keep that
sticking
in
a finger
mind.
in a light
Well,
socket. He was all
yeah,
good.
keep that
The
in
problem
mind.
with Gust of
All
Wind is that
literally
Kaustica is
means
going to be the one to
all.
fly.
Yeah, all means
Yeah,
all.
But I support Numeral
Yeah.
learning whatever she wants to learn, and we will deal with the consequences as such.
Yeah,
'Cause
because you
Kaustica
said-
almost
you
called
said-
Good
Numeral
last ditch
treachery.
effort if I'm like swarmed. It's
You
like
said-
my levitate, but like mass. Because I'm
Right.
just trying to think like Salamander, it's kind of like weak. And
but it's a free
For-
week.
it's
That's
like-
the thing.
yeah,
Numbers on
for,
our side.
for it
Yeah.
to cast though, it uses my willpower. So the fire orb is still the same as me. It still uses my WP. The one thing it can do is the flaming grip. Hit automatically in melee combat and inflicts d6 damage per power
Oh.
level. Armor has no effect. Actually pretty helpful. I don't know. Let's take a party vote. Should New World do Salamander or Gust of Wind?
So you also got to remember there's utility behind it. Like if salamander is immune to fire, what if we need something on the other side of a lava pit? You can literally send the salamander to get it, because none of us are immune to fire. We're screwed. Including immunity to magical fire damage. You know. But like I said, Gust of Wind has a 10-meter cone. So what is that? That's each block is 2 meters, right?
Yep.
So that's 5 total meters. So you're gonna be hitting everything. But I vote salamander personally.
I'm curious what the thoughts are.
I
Beltis,
would
what's your
vote Gust
vote?
of Wind personally for utility. But then again, going back to, as Michael and MD know, the wizard I played in our old D&D campaign, his goal at the beginning was control the field. And granted, his story took him a whole different direction, but he started with no attack spells. Like he had Grease, he had Fog Cloud, he had Shape the Battlefield and let the rest of them take care of it.
Yeah, which is kind of, I've had like more non-damagey spells.
And then he started replacing body parts.
Okay,
I vote both, get
Calpica and
both.
Beltis, what's your vote?
Get both.
Do I have time to get both?
I
We
mean,
can
if
go
you
back
could,
late.
if you could reasonably get, that'd just be another day. That'd be a third
It
day.
would be an
here,
extra shift.
Just be an extra shift, so you could
So it's
just
a
hang out for
pleasure.
the morning a little bit and then leave right
Yeah,
after
try-
lunch.
Try for it and let the dice decide what you get, or if you get both.
All right.
There you go.
I always say let the dice decide. I don't make actual decisions.
Okay, I rolled a 1 for wind. So that's a success. And then a 20 for salamander. So the dice really decided there.
Well, you have
If
a
you-
boon for both
yeah,
of
you-
them because you have a
roll-
teacher.
Oh yeah, so I can roll with a boon for
Yeah.
the second one.
I do gotta check something though. Whenever it's talking about, so whenever you're learning these spells, does that count as a does that count as an advancement point?
Is that we
I don't
can't
believe
use
so.
the
Not
advancement
spells.
level.
Not on
that
spells
skill.
or just for the skill.
I think it's just
I
for
think-
the skill,
No,
not the
I think
actual
it's spells
spells.
too.
Is it
Is it?
spells too? Because we
At the end-
may.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Hold on. Easiest way to learn a spell takes 1 shift, cannot activate. You must then use an advancement mark for the school to learn the new spell. So if you learned 3 new spells, that means 3 of your advancement points for tonight you can't
Or-
use.
Plus the 4th for gaining elementalism, right?
I don't think so. Read that again.
Isn't it just instead of like you can't? So I can't use an advancement mark.
You
to
must
try to
then
level
use
this.
an advancement
Or-
mark for the school to learn.
That's the one for the school. So you can only do it once.
Mm.
Yeah. you're doing it for elementalism.
To learn the new spell instead of trying to increase your skill spell level for that
Not a
school.
global advancement mark. It's just the advancement
Mm.
mark for.
All right,
the
I'm gonna
school.
make a game master decision here. I'm gonna let this happen because you guys are spending a lot of time here.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't make sense for you guys to like sit here, learn a spell, then leave, and have to come back
Coming
and
back.
learn it again. Like to me, that just doesn't make story sense. It doesn't make rule sense. I know what they're trying to do here. I know they're trying to limit your ability to be able to just keep learning stuff like rapid fire. But you guys are losing, like, you guys are spending time here. You're losing time out there adventuring to just like focus on learning. So I'm gonna kind of let that go for this. But I will say that I'm probably going to rule that it's gonna take your advancement marks to do all
Yeah,
this.
that's fine. I'm okay with that.
So pretty
Can
much
I
an
get
advancement
2?
mark per spell. So Geyer, this goes for you too.
Yep.
If you're
So
gonna-
I've got 1 for the
Mhm.
School of Magic gone and
Yep.
1 for Fireball.
1 for your fireball. Yep. Mhm. And you won't be able to try to advance these spell levels today. because that already, what you did counts as that for today.
Yeah, it's the
Right.
baseline. Yeah.
Yep.
So we all
those
got
of
a
you
little
watching, that's what I'm going to do for my party. So if you run into the same situation, you can make a different ruling. That's the cool thing about RPGs. This person doesn't even really exist in the book, so this is all made up anyway.
Yeah. And I was gonna say too, I think that's like making this exception because it is such a like random
Mhm. Yeah.
far away person rather than like Draneth in town where we're gonna be going back at the end of every
True.
session
Yeah,
to
this
have those
guy's
opportunities.
way out of the way.
He's like a one-off, so I
Mhm.
think that makes sense.
Yep.
Okay, so then with the boons for the rolling, that's 2 or 3 rolls per spell. Did we say 2?
Well, I mean, it just depends. If Connery's playing his musical instrument every time you roll, see?
Like, eventually run out of here.
Dogs for
having a
life. Let me
big
know.
montage.
Dogs for life in chat. Let me know if the volume's better on those sound effects in chat. I think the reason why it startled you so much is because I had the volume maxed out on my soundboard.
Oh,
So I tried to
Eventually
fix
run
it.
out of air. Connery just
I took
passes
it
out.
down about 50%. So let me know if that's good.
So if that's the case, then on that final boon roll with Conry's
Mm-hmm.
music, I do learn Salamander.
All right. So with all this new knowledge and this, these new skills that you guys have picked up from learning each other, I think that for teaching each other, I think this is a good time to take our break for the evening. So we're gonna break for about 10 to 15 minutes. You know, not 10 to 15, more like 5 to 10. And then we'll be back to run the second half of our adventure and see where the party decides to go next. With some of their friends in tow. So we'll be back in just a minute. Stay with us and we'll see you soon. Hello, and thank you so much for hanging out with us here at Proficiency Bonus. Please take an opportunity to support our sponsors.
First up is Little Dragon Corp. Little Dragon Corp is an online storefront based in the Great White North of Canada. They sell everything your heart could desire, so long as everything your heart desires is largely polyhedral dice sets and other TTRPG sundries. Check them out for all of your dicey needs. Perhaps buy a lovely hardcover copy of one of these fine books. If you're feeling especially cute, you could treat yourself to a t-shirt or one of these fine little proprietary Little Dragon Corp dragon plushies. They've got all the classic types of dragon, like Mooney, Terra, Dad. Whatever strikes your fancy over on Little Dragon Corp, be sure to enter our special promo code BONUS at checkout for 15% off of your order. That's bonus, BONUS, for 15% off your order. That's like if you made 7 individual purchases, you could basically buy anything you want on the store and it's like it was free with all the money that you saved from earlier. I'm absolutely positive that's how math works, and I will be taking no questions at this time. Thank you, Little Dragon Corp.
Cardboard Castle Games is a brick-and-mortar game store local to Evans, Georgia. They have a wide selection of tabletop gaming and other cool games like Magic the Gathering, Pokemon cards, and even Yu-Gi-Oh! You can visit them in-store and let them know that we sent you, or you can go visit their website at cardboardcastlegames.com.
Don't forget to find us on social media. We're on Twitter, Facebook, and Discord. Links to our social media pages and outlets are located below this video.
Don't forget, you can also support the channel by following, by subscribing, remembering to click the bell notification so you never miss another live stream, using channel emotes, and if you're an Amazon Prime user, you get a free subscription to Twitch every month.
While we are away, now is a great time to go subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's absolutely free, and there you will find hours upon hours of content to enjoy. Click the bell icon to activate notifications so you won't miss a single show. Once again, thank you for joining us. We hope you are enjoying the show, and we'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back. Our party has just finished a week and a half of extensive study, training,
And playing fetch because I didn't learn anything.
and playing fetch and babysitting little Rorik.
Who's now a teenager.
I feel like Kalsika and Conry and Belthus after a certain point just like literally just went running around the woods like idiots with Rorik, and just stupid crap while they were learning stuff because we got bored.
Yeah.
You see Connery with like a new 4-inch beard and he's shaving it off.
Wait,
but-
do we have to pay for the spells? I feel like I remember that, but for some reason it's like not there anymore.
It depends on the teacher, and Takata Tetsu did not charge you guys anything.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, drain
His
is
cost
just
is
a
you must be
cheap-
virtuous. Yeah.
Yeah, the cost is that you must do it for good and to heal
Warren.
the land, basically. Use it to heal the land.
Okay. Also, like, what
Nothing
a
says
Hermione
heal
Granger
the plants
question
and
of me.
animals like fire.
That's right. Burn the treachery away from the ground.
And then I can't use this till the next game session. Any of this.
Yep. So you guys, Takata Tetsu bids you for farewell. Dranith wants to come back to Outskirt after spending some time with his friend. He does during that week and a half. In the meantime of you guys learning, in the free time, Takata does show him this thing and ask him to, as he's going back to Outskirt, if he finds out any information that can be useful or helpful to him, to obviously to find a way to make sure to deliver that information to him. Yes, Kasuka.
Could I, before we leave, and since Dranith's there, even though Dranith is old as dirt, have tried to once again show Tetsu in the eye of the figure the sparklies I saw, or get Dranith to see it? To help him with the study of this
Sure.
thing?
Let me make a couple rolls.
This is a last-ditch effort before we leave.
Wait, Michael's making rolls. Uh-oh.
To see if they see it.
Oh.
Somebody sees it. Somebody sees it.
Both of them saw it
Yes.
and are very, very intrigued by it, but don't really understand it.
I'm just so Mr. Tetsu,
Yes.
I don't want to damage the thing, and I don't want to encourage you to damage the thing without somebody here to help you should anything go wrong.
I don't want it damaged either. That's for sure.
But I feel like if you hit near the sparklies or sent magic into the sparklies or did something with the sparklies, it might work. But that's just because I like pressing buttons and getting into trouble. Don't get into trouble.
Well, before I go zapping magic at it or hitting it with anything, I think I need to just study it a little bit longer first.
I'm glad you can see it though now. I told you I'm like weird but not crazy. I didn't just make up sparklies.
And Dranith is like, well, I'll do some research in my hut as well, and perhaps somebody might venture through Outskirt that may know more information than we know. Who knows?
Hooray! I
An old
taught
hermit.
Tetsu something.
A wizard on the winds. Who knows?
That seems oddly specific.
You never know.
Kalska just starts getting ready to leave. She's tired of being in a cave.
Numerals felt quite at home in the cave, reminding
It's
her
probably
of her
like the most
days in her mountain.
refreshing part of the entire trip for Tinny.
Does really remind you of home for the most part there. To me.
Kalska and Belthus and Conry are like this.
in a cave.
But you guys bid farewell to your friend Takata Tetsu and his swan maiden guardian out front and begin your travel back to wherever it is that you're going, because I don't know where you guys would like to go. So I'm gonna
We have a small child to return to.
He's
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
heard about
plan
him
to
in
go to
Outskirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you guys
take
going
Granite
by
home,
way
yeah?
of river, or are you guys kind of going on this side of like
River's faster, right? Because we know the way. At this
you know the
point.
way?
And we can fish.
And we can
And you
fish.
can fish along the way if you needed to. Sure.
Yep.
I am gonna kind of time skip this travel a little bit because you guys have been on this pathway and your expert bushcraft wayfinder or pathfinder to numeral can remember your steps and remember certain landmarks to help lead and guide you down the Coomer River there. You guys make it over the bridge, and 3 fish rations. There you go. As Kalsika and Connery do some fishing, we do like this fast fishing montage. What would be a good song that we'll be playing during a fishing montage?
I fell.
You fit? Oh god!
No, you don't.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I was thinking like Another One Bites the Dust, or yes. I don't know.
Oh, geez.
Cool. So, you guys are actually approaching Outskirt. It's been a few days. I would say that was 1, 2.
So real quick, it's 1d4 rations if you're fishing with a fishing rod, 1d6 if you got a net after you succeed in the roll, Beltis.
I feel like we'd just be passing the net around
You try.
for hope.
Are you actually attempting to train the child, and did he succeed on any of his rolls? Are we sending him home with any skills? Should we roll for this leveling?
I would say like he's really small, so he's like
Maybe
he's
he
learning things, but
he gains a point in like large motor skills, you know?
yeah, that's right.
I feel like he gains like inspiration to maybe be an adventurer, but doesn't have to like.
And he's
learn
gone through
how to
this
do it.
terrible traumatic experience
Yeah, we need to
of
get
being
him
kidnapped by people who then got attacked and then got dragged into a oracle hive nest, thing.
and then rescued by us idiots. So like, I don't know how that got any
Yeah.
better.
Yeah. But hey, we're sending him home with a deadly weapon. Not that any of you know that.
That's
I feel like
We
Geyer
need to
told
take the
Kalska-
scimitar back.
Probably.
I feel like Geyer told Kalska about the dagger at some point. 'Cause it,
This is too funny not to.
Before you guys arrive at Outskirt, you guys are headed through a wooded area along the road. You guys are nearing Outskirt now. Like, you'll be there within a few hours. And you see ahead of you, actually what you hear is you hear Rorik shout out, "Hey, everybody, look!" And he points forward, and there's a tree that has like some low-hanging like limbs out there above the trail, and there look to be 3 bodies hanging from ropes.
It's not polite to point, Rorik.
yeah, if Beltis do
Belvis,
that,
I see what you're doing.
Beltis covers Rorik's eyes.
Kalska is gonna run up because she immediately, if it's 3 bodies, thinks of Trini, Brian, and Wendell that we met on the road that said that they were coming this way.
The 3 adventurers.
Yeah, that's her first thought. So Kalska's running to the tree.
Okay.
And Geyer's first thought is, oh crap, they're killing the goblins and the trees is on.
Yeah, Kalska's gonna go see what's hanging
So,
in the
Kalska,
tree.
you rush up first.
Yeah.
You can see that there are, as you approach, you can definitely tell that there are 3 humans
Okay, so not our adventurers.
hanging wearing black robes.
Oh, is this what's his?
The 3
Kalska-
that ran from us in the
The 3.
when we shut that
The
portal.
cultists.
Can I? Kalska feels very weird about this because it's a dead body and this isn't her jam, but she's going to very carefully move, probably like holding her blade and using the pommel to do it, move their sleeves up their arms to see if I see the markings of the cultists on their arms.
Indeed, you do.
Can I, again, not Kalska's jam, but she needs information. Are these faces that are these the 3 that we recognize?
They do have like their hoods
bloated
kind of
and
like pulled over it, and they looks like they've been dead for a few days and have been hanging here. They were definitely not killed. They were killed before they were hung, even though there's like kind of nooses around their neck. They were dead before they were even put up in these trees. You can see there's massive like looks to be some kind of blade wounds in their chest cavity areas. And these look like 3 of the cultists that you guys ran into at the Temple of the Purple Flame.
That ditched.
That ditched. The leader woman that you guys had talked to is not there. It's not one of those. It's one of the other. It's 3 of the others that were
I wonder
there.
if she betrayed them.
Well,
So,
remember, go ahead, Connery.
Connery wants to go up and hug the thighs of the closest one and kind of lift them up. And
down.
while lifting, ask Belthus to cut the rope because I don't have anything sharp.
Yeah, we're
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you kind of hack them down and
and slowly lie it down on the ground and continue the process until all 3 are down.
That's
And start digging a ditch, I guess.
Does anyone else remember that somebody, I don't remember who, I mean the note taker does, but Kalska doesn't, because Kalska didn't like these people and didn't care enough. Didn't somebody say that like if they left or like ran from their service they would pay? And Kalska just kind of motions to the dead body. Like it's against.
It's against the.
I mean that's against cult, right?
And actually, as you say that, Kalsika, you look at the face of one of them, and then one of them is the person who actually said that. Is one of the dead bodies.
So they couldn't get away. They got.
And this is kind of like on the road, like towards outskirt, or does it seem like it's more from like the other
on the road to like we're like only a couple hours from outskirt.
Yeah, you're approaching outskirt. Yeah, so these
and they
are
were
on the
running
road.
to outskirt to hide, weren't they? That's what
They were trying to get out of the Misty Vale.
Yeah.
Now, player can't remember. The one that said that, was he one that was like, no, you can't leave, it's not safe, they'll get you? Or is he one like, screw this, I'm out?
That was the female that was trying to talk to the female leader. Like the female leader was like, I'm out. I want to be out of this. But
She's
then
not there.
But the other girl was like, look, you got the mark. You're not going to be able to get away. And she's one of the ones who's dead.
So the one who said you're not gonna be able to get away is the one that's dead, but the leader that
The leader's
wanted
not
out
present.
is not there.
Belthus, make an awareness roll for me, please.
Alrighty.
Oh great, we're about backstory.
Yeah, we're good at these. In my helmet, which makes it harder to be aware. Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I would want to give you a boon on this. So go ahead. You can roll again. Take the better number.
Thank you.
If
A merciful
this
DM.
one wanted to catch her former leader for trying to leave, perhaps the leader is the one who.
Maybe or
You can push it if you'd like, Belthus.
Yeah, I'm
Roll it with a
concerned
boon.
about what's going on here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also think, Mr. Geyer, that maybe it's just she believed in the curse of the marks. Maybe the mark could get her. I mean, we're dealing with wibbly wobbly stuff.
I mean, granted, I did just spend a week and a half learning magic, but I don't know if that's how curses work. Tetsu didn't teach us curses. I need a new teacher for curses.
I don't think I want you to learn curses, Mr. Geyer. That's a little weird.
Belthus, as you're helping
He knows
Connery
some
take these
curses.
down, there's a couple things that you notice. Whoever killed these people was extremely skilled with their weapon. And the weapon was much bigger than any weapon you saw any of those cultists wielding.
Oh. I'll mention this to Connery as we're taking them down. Like, look at those wounds. That's like a. I don't know.
These marks are made with precision, with somebody who knew what they were doing very well.
So we're talking like a slashing or stabbing weapon, then.
Yes.
Like a big two-handed sword or a mighty axe or something.
Because the only big weapon we've encountered is the guy with the hammer, right? That's the only one we've run into so
there's
far.
that lady in the tavern,
She had a big weapon?
right?
She had a hammer along her belt loop. I think
Was
she
it
had
a
like
hammer?
I think it's a light hammer. It was like one of the smaller
Oh,
war
for some reason I
hammers,
thought
yeah.
it was like bigger.
Didn't the undead creature in the tomb have like a scythe?
a flail, I think, or something like that, or a morning star. Yeah, that was probably the biggest weapon you guys have ever encountered.
That Ophelia Shadowleaf lady?
She's the one that's in there with the
Morning
light
Star.
hammer and yeah.
So Tenumeral would want to cast Farsight in two directions. First, I would want to cast it like not towards like outskirt, like up the road, like I guess more towards the temple direction.
Okay.
To see if anyone went back to the temple. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
So you want to cast it to the temple specifically?
Yeah.
Okay, that would probably
How far is that?
That would probably, because you guys are probably within a few hours, if that, of outskirts. So you guys are probably right around in this, like where this tuft of trees are down here.
Yeah.
So whatever the distance is between that, I don't have it set, but 15 kilometers is that bar at the top. So we're talking probably 20 kilometers.
Okay.
To the Temple
So
of Purple
then-
Flame, if that, maybe
You
about
can
that.
also wait to do it when we get closer. You don't have to spend extra now, yeah. Just
Fine.
a thought.
So I'm gonna then cast it at level, I don't know, what is that? Level 1 is 1 kilometer, level 2 is 10 kilometers, and level 3 can go up to 100.
Yeah, so it'd have to be a level 3 in order to get to the Temple of Purple Flame.
Okay, so I'm gonna do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? That's how that works. I think. I feel like I don't upcast my spells a lot. Yeah, right. When you use power level, it's just another 2 each time you go up, right?
Right. You still have to roll to see if the spell succeeds. Mhm.
Motherfucker. Okay. Sorry. I'm
You
gonna
wanna
push it.
Gonna push it?
That's-
Okay.
1 point above. That's pissing me off. I am.
Kids, don't repeat what you hear.
I am.
Rorik! You didn't hear anything, Rorik.
Earmuffs.
Yeah. I'm sickly over these dead bodies.
Mm,
Sickly over them.
that's
That's
there
more
you go.
like it.
see.
Okay. It succeeds.
So I have a question for you. When you're trying to focus on the Temple of the Purple Flame,
Mhm.
if you can remember what some of the rooms and chambers were, where are you trying to focus your seeing the most when it comes to locking into this place?
So I'm sort of picturing that, like, main area where, like, when you first walk in and kind of like head to the back, there's like that altar and then like the doorway to go down into the staircase to the room where the fucking where the thingy, the
We're gonna
portal
need
was.
some major editing on this episode.
Sorry.
So you're focusing on the altar room, altar chamber. Okay.
Yeah, because I feel like if I'm there, I would be able to hear if someone's like moving around or something, or in there, or
Yeah.
whatever, camping
Yeah.
in there. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's my
So
idea.
you kind of get this out of body experience as your mind's eye kind of zooms towards the Temple of the Purple Flame. You focus in on that altar room almost as if you're standing, kind of like almost hovering within the room, seeing all of it around you. You notice that the vines that used to be kind of like creeping through the top of the chamber are drying out and are withering. And you can see some of them actually like dangling. One actually like breaks off and like falls to the ground and crumples into dust upon the floor. It's almost as if all that vegetation that was kind of consuming this place is not holding steady anymore. It's rapidly dying out and dissipating, turning to dust and rotting and just collapsing. You take a moment in your state of magic, you don't see anyone at all in this chamber. Everything is pretty much exactly as you left it. And
do I hear any sounds from the temple at all, of like anyone walking around or any cats meowing?
well, yeah, there's always cats meowing. No matter where you farsight, there will always be a cat meowing.
Sorry, that's my companion. Sorry.
No, there's no sound whatsoever.
Okay.
Seems clear. The cat
so
agrees.
So while I was doing that, my eyes would kind of like roll back, and she'd sort of seem a little bit floaty.
Mhm.
What might the people around me be reacting to this? I think I didn't choose to step over exactly to where the bodies were. I still
Are you
kind
just
of
in
like
the
in
car
the
with
cart.
the child and Drennan right now?
Yes.
Drennan like looks at me.
I am.
It's okay. She's done this many times.
Creepy corpse man telling a child not to worry. It's fine.
Yeah.
Is Numero literally like floating?
I would say not currently, but her eyes are kind of like rolling back, and her hair's kind of like flu, and her hands are kind of like out to her side, like in her character picture. But she's not actually floating in this moment.
Geyer's gonna pull out his grimoire real quick, and his Numero disappears and is gone. Gonna take a couple of notes of what Numero's doing, and then glancing over to make sure that both Conry and Belthus are thoroughly invested in dealing with these bodies. Gonna very lightly with the quill dip it in some ink and draw a little snidely whiplash curly mustache onto Tenumero while she's off looking elsewhere.
You think so? On a drawing that you're making. You're drawing a mustache on me?
Right on Tenumero, just as she's doing it, just go back to taking my notes.
You feel a little tickle under your nose.
I did wake up. Huh. Just kind of tickle her nose, kind of rub. So I just
I got some
visited.
black ink on your hand and on your face.
Oh, fascinating. So I had just visited the Temple of the Purple Flame. Doesn't seem like anyone's there. Looks like everything's dying that was growing there. Should I take a peek into the tavern and outskirt and see if the woman who is leading these made it to outskirt without them ahead of us, or do we just want to go in blind?
Well, we're gonna be there soon, and we have to go on an outskirt anyway. It's up to you. If you want to look ahead, I'm not gonna tell you no, but I'm also gonna tell you that we're only a couple hours away anyway.
It may be worth it to know what we're walking into.
It's true.
And Rourke, you said you live outside of Outskirt. Don't we have to stop by your home and drop you off?
Maybe I'm not really sure. I mean, my mom might be in town.
Where's your family's house?
Other side somewhere. I'm not very good at directions.
Me either.
Okay, so I'm gonna pass to see if anyone's floating around suspiciously in the tavern. Well, I'll be the one floating around suspiciously, but you know.
Yeah. Okay, so you're just going to like the main room of the tavern for this next one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's see. What would that be beyond 10 kilometers, you think?
Probably not.
Okay, so then I'll do it at power level 2.
It would be power level 2.
Righty.
Ooh.
Oh.
A dragon.
Is that good or bad? I don't remember.
That's very
either.
good.
Oh,
Actually,
Awakens the Sharingan.
I think when you roll a dragon, you can choose some different things on a spell. You can actually have it to where you don't have to spend any like willpower points on it, I think.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So in the book, there's rules on if you roll a dragon when you're casting magic.
Roll
It's
a
in one of the-
dragon.
It's on one of the magic
Control
pages.
F. Bartering. Rolling a dragon when parrying. Rolling a dragon.
Yeah, there's a
Magical.
lot of.
I'm trying to
Oh
find.
yeah, here we go.
The damage or range is double. The spell does not cost any willpower. You can immediately cast another spell, but get a bane on a roll.
Any of those sound like something you'd want to? You wouldn't really need to double the range for the spell for this one.
Yeah, it would be better. Now I wonder if I do cast Farsight and do it and go there, would I, since I rolled a 1, be able to immediately cast telepathy while I'm there and read the mind of someone who's in the room, or no, because it's my Farsight person?
You can immediately cast another spell, but get a Bane, right? Like
You can immediately cast another spell, but you have a bane on the roll. Is there
Would
anything
you-
specific that says like if once you cast another spell, you'll kind of be zapped out of your Farsight or anything, or does it say like you hold it for a certain amount of time?
Farsight. Casting time, action. Telepathy. Oh wait, duration, concentration.
Okay.
And then telepathy is the same thing. Also, telepathy you technically need to be within 10 meters, but I don't know if Farsight. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. might not
Duration, it
work.
says concentration.
Yeah.
Duration, concentration. The effect ceases if you perform another action, take damage, or fail a will roll. So basically, like,
Yeah, that wouldn't work.
the minute you cast another spell, you're gonna get bamf out of your Farsight to
Yeah.
just do the other spell.
So then I would just do it with no willpower, I guess, then. So I'll just
Okay.
do that one.
Okay, yeah, so
Okay.
it's basically it's a free spell. So you get to cast the spell for free. You end up in the main room where you can see that there isn't a lot going on. There are a few people sitting around. You do see Ophelia is there in her normal spot at the bar. Obviously the other the workers, the employees are there, moving about. Their names are on the tip of my tongue right now. I gotta look at my list again.
Leonora!
Vagenhild and Leonora, they're there, walking around. Kind of. You do not see Quasimind. Do not see him present, or any of the other goons that are like normally with him. That table is currently empty. But yeah, I mean, it just seems like a couple people having some food, eating an early dinner, and
Just the regulars.
just the
And then
regulars. Yeah,
The woman who was previously leading these guys, she's not there?
you do not see her. No.
How does Ophelia's like armor and stuff look? Does it look any more scuffed up, like she may have been in a fight in the time since we've gone, or is she still like looks pretty?
Yeah, looks
The
pretty much
same.
the same. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything different. Yeah.
All right. I think that covers my intel
Mhm,
for the
sure.
day. So she'd open her eyes and come back and relay all of that to the party.
Okay.
you have a little smudge.
Oh, thanks.
Is that an effect of the magic, or?
Sometimes my eyes do turn black, but my face has never turned black. Oh no, the demon energy must be spreading across the Misty Vale or something. I don't know what's happening.
We have to put a stop to this.
Kalska's just whistling while Connery, and the dogs are digging this trench for these bodies.
Rorik
And
pops up
Captain's
next
totally-
to Belthus and's like, "Yes, we do."
this kid's gonna end up being the big bad because he's gonna be mad at us for taking him home or some stuff.
Or it ends up being the final boss of this adventure.
Oh, and I forgot to mention, because I know Geyer's been very observational with our magic lately. I think for those spells it requires a word. So Tenumero would cast with like whatever the Elvish word is for the spell.
Okay. Nice. Geyer's probably taking note of that.
And Geyer's writing it down in common. Stereotype, like offensive gringo writing a Spanish word, like
phonetically awfully.
yeah, phonetically but in common.
Oh, why?
All right, so where to? Are we taking this young lad home before we go back to Outskirt?
Well,
I think he
he said his mom might be in town, and then he's on the other side of Outskirts. So either way, we have to get to Outskirt and keep going. So we'll enter through the top gates. I get there's top gates in Outskirt. I'm not crazy.
Yeah. Actually, you guys are headed towards the northern gates.
Yeah. So we'll go through there.
What are you guys gonna do with our old friends over yonder?
Burying them. Connery, Connery the dogs and myself, and Kalska's been digging like a dog does with her hands like this.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, why are we burying Draneth?
No, not him.
Wait, you're digging one of those for me? What?
No,
I'm not quite there. Very funny.
No, Tenumero said burying someone old, and I know she's not crazy enough to try burying me. Kalska would kill her.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
she must be referring to you. I mean, that's just logic, right?
I think Penny was just using a
We
term.
would never do such a thing as Connery's finished digging a fourth hole.
Kalska helps him clear it in really quick, like cover.
He noticed.
Shit.
How thoughtful of you all to think of me, but I'm not quite ready.
He's not quite ready.
I've got things to do.
You're right. You had to cook a
You have
little
research
longer.
to do. Yeah. and you know, Kalska is like, I don't think I can actually help lift and put a body in here, but she helped with the digging. So she's just standing there like, hold on.
You guys can easily kind of fill in these holes of the three cultists that you found, and you begin to make your way into Outskirt. One thing that happens is you guys are about ready to enter the town. You can kind of see it on the rise there in front of you. The mist over the valley seems to thicken into like this dense like blanket of dark fog that this has never really happened before. It's almost as if like kind of like imagine like a storm cloud that is like touching the ground currently right now. Like you guys are kind of like in what looks like a deep dark fog. What little light that does seep through begins to cascade and bathe this entire valley in this crimson glow. And you can see like the silhouette of Outskirt in front of you within this red glow, and it's almost haunting the way that this looks right now.
I don't like it.
Kalska tugs on Belthus's arm really quick to make him come down to her level. I hope we didn't spend too much time in the mountain and that we missed something.
Well, I guess we're about to find out. Whatever it is, I think we can handle it.
One way.
I'm gonna hide behind you.
It looks as if the city's on fire.
Kalska starts going faster.
Why did that sound like Christopher Robin or Winnie the Pooh just now?
So are you guys picking up the pace, the speed towards the town a little bit? Okay.
Yeah.
And Geyer, that makes perfect sense as you guys are approaching, but the one thing that seems odd is you don't smell smoke. Like you would think if you were in this, if this was smoke, like it should smell like, you should have this pungent smell like hitting you like right in the face. Like your eyes should be watering because you're going into this deep dark fog. It doesn't smell like smoke, like it doesn't bother you. And as you approach, you see that the town is kind of business as usual. Nothing's on fire. Nothing's burning. This is just
not even a mouse.
coming from the sky. Like it is just.
That's normal.
Like when the sky was orange over the summer and glowing and weird and ashes everywhere. Did that happen where you guys live? Or was that just over here? Yeah.
It's everywhere.
That was
Yeah,
bizarre.
that was scary.
I hated that.
That was the demon cult.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, when Diablo 4 came out, like, weird.
Too close, yeah.
Wait, what?
Do we see in the business as usual? Is there a guard, or do we see Captain Hardy, or anyone that we were like friendly with?
Yeah, you see some of the guards. Like Captain Hardy isn't on the northern wall right now, but
Or he's just on the south wall.
yeah, there's a couple people here present.
Kalska would just go up to them. Hey guys, we've been out of town for a bit. What's with the sky?
One of them kind of looks up. I don't know. It's the damnedest thing.
It's never happened before.
Not to my knowledge. Do you have any idea what's going on?
No, we were rescuing a child, as she points to Rorik. Do you know where his mom is?
That's Rorik.
Okay,
Have
yeah,
you
we
seen
already
his
knew
mother?
that. She just said it.
Oh yeah,
We saved him.
his mother's in town. Like, she's been like camping out here like since he's been gone. So
Cool.
he's right in front.
Rorik!
She's like camping out right in front of the general store.
Oh, good.
Are you ready to see your real mommy?
Yes, I miss mommy. He's just he's starting to like shed some tears a little bit.
You did well, young man.
You were so brave.
You see, after you say that, Belthus, he tries to wipe his face a little bit, and he's like, "Yes, I was brave. Yes,
You were.
Mhm.
Braver than me. Let's go.
honorable and noble."
It's beautiful.
Kalska and Tinny are in the back. Like, it's a tiny Belfast. We're dying a little bit inside.
Yeah.
Saying it out loud.
Yeah, the guards open the gates for you. They don't seem to know what's going on, other than they're just basically everything is like glowing. Like there's a deep dark fog and everything's glowing, kind of like what you guys described. The sky was orange. Yeah,
Mhm.
one of those
Hey, Dre,
situations.
Do you know what could do this?
Hmm.
Kalska's asking everyone smarter than her at this point.
Not really. It's quite
You've
a
lived
phenomenon.
forever,
I know,
this
and
has never
this has never happened.
Okay.
Would
Well.
Hmm.
you have ever heard of anything like this, or would this have been something that she may have seen in one of her visions or nightmares?
You probably didn't have any visions of this. Draneth kind of gonna look at you and say, seems like a bad omen. Kind of like looking around.
I agree. I don't like the look of this.
And you guys kind
Let's
of
get Rorik to his mother.
approaching
Yeah.
the town.
Has Geyer in any of his travels and the people he's talked with in various towns stopped in and sold things, heard of any sort of, rumor or tale or any talk of an omen such as this?
Most likely not. This
Okay.
is way out of the ordinary.
This isn't like any stories Kalska's heard her whole life.
This is probably a once in a lifetime experience that you guys are having to deal with right now.
Didn't we see
Or
some
the DM
strange environment by the Mirror Lake or something? We saw
You saw
blood
blood
rain.
rain.
blood. Yeah,
It rained blood for a while.
It's not doing that right now.
I think we're in the end times.
You guys saw a massive eruption of a volcano from the northern part of the Misty Vale
Yeah,
at one
it's
point.
just like volcano ash at this point. Like,
Yeah.
got stuck in the valley.
Mhm.
Geyer's going to turn and very, as subtle as he can manage, side-eye Rorik.
Okay.
The first time we bring him into town, all of a sudden the world is ending. I'm just saying.
I mean, Mr. Geyer, I agree with you that it's weird, but this kid was also about to be eaten by a giant spider that we made friends with. I don't think the spider would eat something. Well, maybe she'd eat something evil. I don't think it's our job to determine if it's the child. I think we have to just keep doing the thing, and if he turns out to be the big bad thing, then we kill him. Shh.
Then we kill him. Oh wait, earmuffs.
It's weird, but I don't. Mr. Geyer, that's like saying I could end the world. We're only this big.
I mean,
if anyone hurt you, I'd end the world, but that's not happened yet, so we're fine.
gives to New World a side eye.
His old paranoia is coming back.
Everyone kind of froze for me for a second.
We were just
My
making
internet's
jokes
been
about who's
spotty.
evil.
Oh, okay.
And
I
Geyer
heard that
looked
you
at
could end the
child,
world, and that was the
and
last
then-
thing.
Geyer looked at Rory because if he's evil, and then is side-eyeing you partially for half a second, and now we're all joking and moving.
Okay.
It's that eye Connery, but he ran away. He's hiding up.
Connery's doing what all the
Connery's
animals are
scared.
doing and is running because there's a weird weather thing happening.
We'll see like 5 rolls for hunting and fishing in like 5 minutes.
He'll come back with a Rorik.
As you guys
alright.
make your way around kind of like the corner where the general store, like the inn is and everything, like and that main where that sculpture was in that common area, you can see like this woman who looks tired and dirty and just like wet and probably been sitting outside for this for multiple weeks. Kind of sees you guys coming in and actually can recognize Rorik like right away. And just goes,
Wait,
Rorik?
there are hunting and fishing rolls coming in.
Look, I caught
Because he
Rory.
heard you.
Oh, Rorik! And she like sprints up to you guys with the wagon and donkeys and is just heading up. And Rorik, Mom! And she kind of jumps out of the cart and starts like sprinting across the dirt. And she like picks him up into a big embrace and hug. Looks up at all of you. You brought my son back. Thank you so much. And Rorik's like, yeah, they're my friends. They're my friends. They've been teaching me stuff. Oh, really? What have they? I was like, yeah, they've been showing me how to drive the wagon. And then
I'll be a
Rory-
big help
Rory,
on the
oh,
farm.
Oh yeah, we've been meaning to do that. We're gonna have to start doing that to you at the farm, son. She gives him a hug, and he's over the shoulder, and he looks at you, Belthus, and gives you this huge wink. Then Lucy and River get upset over something over in the corner and start barking.
I was going to say sorry. I couldn't hold that in. I got emotional.
Gara goes back and just starts grabbing Lucy by the ears and shaking her head around.
Cal's just like tackling River.
Yes, I know. If anyone else is getting love, if you don't get love, you get mad. It is what it is.
Kalska's just a literal dog pile at this point. She's just like, oh, sorry, and like tackles the dogs.
The woman is like just in tears of pure joy and is just ready to take her son home. And the little boy kind of pops out of her mom's hands for just 1 second. Says, one second, Mom, and rushes up to Belthus and just jumps up into Belthus and gives Belthus a huge hug. Kind of after Belthus kind of bounces around to each of you and kind of gives each of you a hug before you go. Even Draneth. Draneth says, oh, be careful, I'm frail. And gives each of you a hug and kind of bids you farewell and to stop by his farm and see him whenever you get an opportunity. The woman kind of comes up and puts a small pouch into your hand, Belthus, and you can hear that there's some coins inside. It's not much, but it was the award I could put together for anybody who could bring my boy back.
Not necessary.
Oh, please,
young Rorik
please.
has the heart of a lion.
Really?
Yeah.
A very, very small and weak lion.
Who was a very good and brave boy.
Thank you for your kindness. Thank you so much, and thank you for bringing back my boy. if you excuse us, I need to take him home.
Mm-hmm.
And she grabs him, and they start to kind of hurry through town and head off to the outer wall, where she'll take them back to their farm home. You guys successfully.
Numeral would wave and also do a little flappy thing to try to remind him of the Swan Maiden, so he doesn't forget that part of his journey.
But yeah, he thumbs up and gives you like a little flat back. And...
And that's the Rorik story.
The Rorik story is until he comes back one time again in the future as the villain.
He is Azrael Koth reborn.
Yep.
He's Azrael Koth's son. That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's why Geyer's just
we're gonna be
gonna
fighting
give
him.
a little insight and have people, and Michael told him the truth, but he can't tell us yet.
Yeah.
Geyer looks at the party.
You should
Probably
know, you trained me.
That would be.
Well, if he was the last to die, he would watch all of us die first.
Oh my god, it would be like Anakin and Obi-Wan.
I have
Would
the
you
high
have the high
ground.
ground?
I would have the high ground.
I would levitate you to have the high ground. I would cast
Thank you.
Pillar to give you the
Thank
high
you.
ground.
Thank you.
Geyer's going to look at the party about 5 minutes after they walk away, as we're still figuring out our next move. I hope his mother doesn't find the weapon I gave him.
Do you have a weapon?
But of course, he
got
needed
kidnapped.
one.
Yeah,
Give him a weapon.
he needs a weapon. He got kidnapped. He needs to defend himself.
True.
I mean,
Do you
it's,
think-
it's only a poisoned cursed dagger. I mean, what possible harm could it do?
Didn't give him that one.
You gave him the poison one?
No,
Look at the time.
I mean, I'm not giving that away. That's Kalska's weapon.
Good.
Yours, Mr. Geyer, until we find something better for you.
I wonder if his family will believe him that he almost got eaten by a spider and then watched us all learn magic and saw a Swan Maiden. Probably not.
They're probably going to think he hit his head a couple times. I was told that a
Probably.
lot as a kid. It's okay.
He did fall a few times during training, I have to admit. but-
Yeah, I tripped him that one time. I still feel a little bad, but it was kind of
Yeah.
funny. I don't.
He tripped
Yeah. He took it.
Geyer's going to flip
right?
to the very back page of his grimoire and show a very poorly drawn image of Belthus smacking the kid in the head with a stick. I seem to remember this happening as well.
Slip a gold coin to Geyer.
Burn the page.
I don't know what I must have been dreaming. Close enough.
In our party
Granite.
library.
Is Draneth excited to be home
Uh,
after the journey?
he seems to be a little bit excited. His homestead isn't very pleasant, but he does miss his herbal garden. He's excited to get back to.
Does he say as much that he doesn't think his homestead is pleasant?
No, but like you get a sense like he really kind of enjoyed going on the journey with you, and it kind of brought back a lot of memories of his adventuring days. And animal hair floating in front of me
I
because
saw
of these-
that!
Do you see that on the screen?
Yeah,
I was like,
what is that
I was
little
like, what
white
is that?
thing?
And then I looked at it, I was like, it's the cat. Ah!
That is always with you.
It's always with me. I can't get away.
Oh boy.
Yeah. But yeah, he seems to be, tired. The journey definitely took a lot out of him. But he was excited to see his old friend, and you guys made that part of his you made part of that that experience a joy for him to be able to go travel up there and see his buddy. But yeah, he's like, well, I should be getting back to my hut and to my herbs
Thank
and
you.
spices.
Thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you for taking me on the journey.
So you're gonna look for any thing that could help Tetsu, and then you can always, I guess, tell us. And if we head back up that way, we could tell Tetsu what you learned.
Yes. I'll make sure to keep detailed notes, and I'll pass them on to you as I discover new knowledge.
Yeah, I don't know where we're going next, but I feel like we're gonna just be running around like crazy.
Which
And
is a
she'll
good
flip
question.
by.
I think we need to go see Maladuke next.
Is Marmalade really our most pressing concern right now?
Fight
Yeah.
the serpent? Fight the serpent?
I don't think fighting the serpent and helping them is gonna get rid of the red sky.
No, the ghost told us that there was a statue piece, I thought, in there. Wasn't
Who
there a
said hero-
ghost in there that told us that?
Yeah.
Who said heroic achievement just now? What? Over that statue piece.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a ghost told us that.
Oh yeah,
A dwarf
Oh yeah,
ghost.
the
awful.
Bullfield.
Bearded
Bullfield.
woman.
From
Thank you.
Bullfield's load.
Oh, it is a
You never-
good candidate for our next adventure.
okay.
Never
So
trust a
I
dwarf.
have an idea. We let Belthus deal with the serpent
Oh,
while
with you so far. I'm with you so far.
I swim underwater and obtain this piece from their treasure room.
It could work. I could
That's why
distract
we were.
it.
That's why we were leveling up and fixing my dagger and getting all new spells so we could
What's
mess
this
up
leveling
the
up you
serpent.
speak of?
You know, my power. Your power. You leveled up.
Well, yes, I can do all manner of. Nothing happens. Just still didn't work.
Pat him on the back.
Keep practicing. You might just need a nap.
To settle in. But we will be very strong the next time we set out. I am sure of it.
We need to buy a lot of food. I also want to go to the farm where the halflings are and get a bunch of bread again. That was good bread.
Yeah, we should stock up on supplies. We have a
I
few
agree.
places we could go next.
So there's
Mhm.
Bofield's Load, but where else do we want to maybe go?
We saw some things along the way, right?
But do we want to
Yeah,
go
so
back
that-
there?
Sparkly Castle.
I haven't seen things since I ate that blueberry.
That was a long time ago. Conry, are you okay? Do you need a
What?
healer?
He is the healer.
I know, I'm a little bit worried.
Oh, crap.
So,
Who
also,
heals
I am the
as you guys are
cleric.
having this conversation, stumbling up over by that statue in the common area over there, is this man. He looks like he's got this really like shoulder length, like stringy matted hair. It looks like he hasn't like bathed in a long time. Looks like his eyes, like he looks like he's almost like wearing like dark makeup around his eyes, and he looks real sickly looking. Like his skin is kind of a little bit pale, and he walks with like this like limp and a hunch as he kind of starts leaning up against this statue. And you can hear him like starting to like you can see like his clothing is like all ripped and junky, and he starts calling out and like screaming out, the end is nigh, pointing to the sky with the orange glow, and saying, the Dark Prince approaches. He is on our doorstep. We can't run. We can't hide. He's coming.
What doorstep? I don't.
Right in.
believe it.
Guy, and Gyra
Do
is
you
going
know
to throw
the
his
Dark
new
Prince?
hammer at this guy.
You gonna throw the hammer at him?
Yeah.
Okay, make a roll. Throw
He
the
is
hammer
Guy's
at him.
got like 1
hammer.
HP because he's a commoner.
Okay. I'm gonna push it
Okay.
because
That damage, though.
Frustrated.
no, Gyra's a little scared that this guy's trying to stir up a riot in the middle of town, and a riot is not good for business.
Oh my god.
Right, it's not good for business.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Cha-ching.
Oh
Cash
my
is
god.
in. So this guy's in there. He's shouting out, the Dark Prince is after us. The ground will blacken. The earth will shake. Lava will spew from the... As a hammer just bounces off the top of the side of his head, and this man is completely unconscious, laying there at the base of the statue.
Sorry,
Well,
folks.
there goes
Sorry.
us asking how he knew that, or I could have tried telepathy, but I mean now
When he
we
wakes
can't-
up.
Now,
Oh,
now
well.
we wake him up in a nice.
I don't think he
quiet
needs to be
room where he
conscious for us
cannot-
to read his mind.
And actually, before you can even approach him, before you start walking, you start to hear a slow clap start to take place.
Clapping. Kauska looks.
You look
Oh,
over,
no.
it's Quasimond,
Oh, no.
and he's standing there and he's like, well done, Mallard, well done.
Riots are not good for business.
Yeah. That dude's crazy. He's been saying stuff like that for weeks.
Guy's just gonna point up. I mean, there's obviously something happening.
Obviously, I don't know. He kind of looks around. He starts to approach the unconscious man.
I want to look around for any of his goons and also make sure he's not going to just straight up kill this crazy dude in the center of town because I don't trust this Mallard. This is
Okay.
one I don't like.
Make an awareness roll.
And Geyer's walking up as well because my expensive ass hammer is over there. That's got his new glittering.
Oh yeah.
I succeed
Um,
barely with the
You
words.
succeed barely. There are a couple of his goons. They are waiting like in the alleys and kind of behind structures of buildings and just kind of like peeking out around. You can see they're keeping a close eye on the situation, but don't seem to be making any aggressive moves. Quasimond gets to your hammer just before you do,
Uh-oh.
Geyer.
Okay.
Kauska already has her hand on
Picks
a
it
knife.
up, but he makes it so that the handle is pointed in your direction.
Hmm.
And he holds it out towards you.
Reach out and take it from. Thank you.
He lets it go. Listen, you're not going to get anything from this crazy maniac. I'm going to get him off the street and go hopefully get him somewhere where he can clean himself up.
Geyer's gonna think for a second. How about this? I know we've. Why don't you let us take the blame for this one? I'll drag him out. It's one less thing for you and yours to deal with.
Pretty sure we did take the blame when you hit him with the hammer.
Roll persuasion. I think it's persuasion, right? Is that the name? Is
I
that the
think
name
so,
of the
yep.
skill in this
Yeah,
one? Okay.
persuasion. Cha.
He looks at you. Hey, one less thing I gotta do today. Go for it.
Perfect.
I'm
Sorry.
tired of babysitting anyway.
It's a pain, isn't it? We just had a child with a week and a half.
Oh, child was probably less of a hassle than he is.
We'll agree to. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. I've just met this. Well, I suppose I've just met this individual. Gyro sort of waved the hammer a little bit. Child is non-stop, though. Bloody thing never shut up.
Having a kid around. It was nice.
Geyer, you probably noticed this. Kauska, you're probably aware enough that you noticed this. He starts to back away. He gives you kind of like just like a nod, like a general respectful nod to you. And then you see him kind of eye a couple of those guys that were waiting in the wayside as kind of like he just kind of gives him a glance and then turns his head and walks off in the opposite direction. And you see those guys kind of just like disappear.
I don't trust that duck.
Kauska's gonna walk up to Geyer.
Yeah, but we're stuck traveling with him.
The other one.
Oh, the other one. Yeah, no, I agree.
Kauska walks up to Mr. Geyer and like tugs his shirt down as she always does.
Oh, yes.
Mr. Geyer, I don't think we should leave the cart alone ever right now. I don't like him.
No, he seemed to have others
Looking
prepared for
at
something. He was expecting
something
to happen.
I don't like him.
He handed over my weapon without issue.
Because he knew Belfis and I would take his head off if he tried to take your hammer.
Right, but if he also had individuals, it could have gone worse than it did. He left, we have the individual.
I just feel like he's plotting.
And he may be, or he may just be disfigured somehow, and that may be the way he looks.
I guess.
With that tongue always hanging out to the side.
Yeah,
Are you guys talking about me or the duck here? What?
I'm putting his image back up for stream to take a look at it.
Oh, yeah.
His tongue hanging out the side.
I just think you need to be careful, Mr. Geyer. We might be in town, but this isn't.
Well,
You're not
yeah,
the mayor yet.
I sleep with a cot anyway, so.
I think I might have to join you just in case. We've done it before.
Yes, we've done it numerous times. Perhaps we can pick up some rope and string at the general store and set up one of those
Yeah.
digital tripwire alarms.
I don't know. He just. I don't like him being there as soon as we get back to town. Tinney said he wasn't in the tavern. I thought maybe he was gone, but it seems like he was waiting for us to get back.
Well, either that or he may have been following this individual who, as he said, he was tired of babysitting.
Maybe this individual has things that Quasman didn't want said.
I'm wondering that too.
Let's
And as you look at this individual has blood pouring down the side of his face.
We should fix that.
From the massive hammer shot he took.
Connery, be a dear boy and heal up this individual's head before he bleeds to death.
All right. I want to use treat wound at level 1 on Beltis. Success. All right, Belvis, you heal for 11.
I feel quite well,
Good job,
as
Belvis.
usual.
Good job. Papa don't waste willpower on turds.
Geyer is going to take a torch out, light the torch,
burn the wound closed.
take a regular dagger, heat the dagger, and just right on the top.
No, we have bandages.
Burning damage.
We do have bandages.
He takes 5 fire damage and dies.
I'm cauterizing the wound.
Commoner stat.
What are you doing, Geyer?
I'm cauterizing the wound because nobody who can heal is healing him.
You killed him. We're gonna go to jail now.
Who's this we?
Yeah, who's this we?
Kalskos already has her hands out for her manacles. She's like, yeah.
Like, just so you know, I have fancy footwork, fast footwork for a reason.
And as you guys
You're
are
not taking
all
me to jail.
contemplating and wondering about Geyer's abilities to be able to heal wounds, that's where we're going to end tonight's session.